He
breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Trying to complete the comeback. Hyman from Tri-Settle. The return pass. Tri-Settle trying to sneak it inside. Nugent gets blue shot. Nugent gets with 1 second left.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Sol 590. Wednesday, December the 10th. Actually, it's 560, pardon me. I skipped about 30 days there. Wow, 560 for Wednesday, December the 30th. The Oilers salvage, and that is the correct word here. The Oilers salvage a win last night against Buffalo, scoring with 2 seconds left, sending the game to overtime where the Sabres would win it 4-3, the final in overtime. Oilers have not won 3 consecutive games in a row yet this year. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial, on your morning drive, wherever you're heading out on a Wednesday morning. Really appreciate you coming along for the drive on a Wednesday. You can also watch us, too, on YouTube, Sports 1440 AM. Check it out. Drop us a like, a subscription. We would really appreciate that. And we're also on X, Facebook, Instagram, even Twitch. As always, the streaming services are loaded, ready to go on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, sports1440.ca. And if you miss any part of the show, you can catch up by searching it. It's where all the podcasts hang out after they're all said and done after our live radio show. It is on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon. Subscribe, select the auto download. You will never miss a second of the show. Hey, our text line is always open. We expect it to be fairly brisk this morning. 833-401-1440. Talk about brisk. It is brisk out there. If you're heading out, make sure you're dressed warmly the whole bit. You know the drill. We're looking at a low tomorrow night of 27. Not as bad tonight, but it's still very nippy. Colder as the weekend progresses, goes into that, and then milding up a little bit, but it's still a little chilly compared to what we've been used to. Talk about chilly. Chilly on the ice for the Oilers last night to start the game against the Buffalo Sabres. And for the most part, you know, in the last, since November the 20th? The Oilers have been pretty good. They have not been what I've called them as switch flickers. Called them numerous times switch flickers. That's what they were last night. They weren't ready to go out of the gate against Buffalo. The first period was just whatever. Second period, Buffalo really outplayed them a lot. And then, you know, the words that we've kept using as well. We haven't really had to use those words, save the Dallas game, besides the Dallas game since November the 20th. We haven't had to use the words about, you know, the passion and will and the battle level, aggression, sense of urgency, the commitment, awareness on the ice. We haven't really had to use those words describing this team since November the 20th, besides the Dallas game. But after last night, those words come into play again because of what happened, how the Oilers came out of the gates. And is it just a simple thing to say it's the Buffalo Sabres? They came in back-to-back. They're the worst team in the league. They're the worst franchise in the league for 15 years. We had Paul Hamilton from WGR 550 yesterday morning who went on a 20-minute soliloquy discussing this franchise. The Oilers weren't ready for them. They did not come close to matching the intensity of Buffalo for the first 40 minutes. And then what happened? They flick. They flicked the switch. And that's what happens to this team. It's happened so many times this year. But again, in the last several weeks, we haven't talked about it because they haven't done it. One of the things that alarms me with this team, and it's not just last night, it's when a goal is scored on them and it's challenged for good reason. Could be offside. Could be last night where it's a hand pass from Alex Tuck. The whole building, save for a few people, figured it was 2-0. Bang, bang, bang. Oilers challenge it. You go on to win that challenge, and then you go on to not draw any emotion, no spark, no jump. It should be, fellas, let's wake up here. Let's wake up here. But not only last night, it's happened several times before this year where that phrase, let's wake up, it turns actually, it goes the other way. It goes the other way, and the opposition team continues on its merry way, on its path. And to me, like that, when you're on the bench and you're kind of thinking, okay, fellas, we just dodged a bullet here. We should be ready to go now, not waiting another 25 minutes or whatever. What did the Oilers have before they had that power play goal, the power play opportunity late in the second period? They had 11 shots on goal. So that's finally when things started to turn for them. And then they come out of the gates in the third period, and it's all lovey-dovey again because you score 10 seconds in. And you talk about a break on a goal. I mean, every Buffalo Sabre on the bench is screaming for icing. Matthias Ekholm is not near the red line on the dump in. Some people think they heard a little tick going off a Buffalo stick. I would say it would be the other way around. That tick that you heard was the follow through on Ekholm's stick, but no one really addressed that after the game. But it was right in front of the Sabres bench, and they saw it, so they would have known if it was icing or not, and they were not happy with that goal. So the Oilers catch a break 10 seconds in. The second goal the Oilers scored, to me, that's the epitome of how you got to play. I mean, Vasily Podkolzin battled and battled and battled. He battled so hard in front of the net. That's what you have to do. And you got to get the puck to the net. How many times did the Oilers pass up, give up opportunities to shoot again? So little things crept into their game that we hadn't seen for a while. And is it just because it's Buffalo and you're not getting up for a team that is really bad? And again, missing Josh Norris. Took the warm-up. Didn't dress. Zucker didn't play either. You know, they won it again, just like we talked about it 3 weeks ago, just before they turned it around. They lost that game in Buffalo 5-1. I mean, they won that game with guys like, Isaac Rosen, and they won it with Dunn, and they won it with Kozak, all these guys. And, Kozak, for the most part, was on the Oilers' top guys again last night in the opposition building. Didn't have that opportunity for last change. Didn't care. Lindy Ruff goes, yeah, go ahead and go play against Connor. Go play against Leon. Didn't matter. On that first goal, Kozak was the guy that Connor went around at anyway. But anyway, prior to last night, Evan Bouchard was really, really, really good, was he not? And we never really got too many texts coming in about Evan's great play. But you can imagine all the texts that flew in last night on Andrew Walker's postgame show, the amount that they talked about it. But before that giveaway last night, and it was a big one on Tage Thompson, forcing behind the net. I still don't understand why teams do not force more when the defenseman is standing behind the net, because defensemen don't like it. I can't wait to ask Sean Brown about this. He's coming on at 7:20 to lead things off. Defensemen hate it when they're forced. But Bouchard didn't expect that second wave coming. Tuck came, then Thompson came, and he was in a deer in the headlights. He was a deer in the headlights. But to me, teams should force all the time, not at a standstill. Do the big swoop so you got some speed and you've got the opportunity to chase that guy coming around the net. Because what happens every time a defenseman comes out from behind the net and he's rushed, the chances of him making a good, crisp first pass are way lower than they are if he's sitting there for 5, 10 seconds. I mean, that's the difference. Text 833-401-1440. Tons of them coming in. I got to read them first because a lot of them will probably be toxic. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne, who actually watched his Ducks with another win earlier. You got to be excited, Duke.
Oh, sort of similar fashion.
Yeah.
The Oilers tied it with about a couple seconds left. The Ducks tied their game against Pittsburgh with 0.1 seconds left.
0.1.
And Eric Carlson kind of swatted it back between his own goalie's legs. But, yeah, that was a fun game on the early slate. And then watched the third period of that third overtime shootout on the side screen as the Oilers game was going. But I'll be honest with you, Kev, I contemplated turning the game off after the second period. For the Oilers game last night because they kind of looked like it was that night. They didn't have anything, right? They didn't have it. And they've been playing much better as of late. We've talked about that pretty extensively, but this was clearly a regression in that process of getting back to where they want to be as a team. But with that being said, you give them some credit for coming out in a third period and largely controlling play essentially for 20 minutes, getting the goals necessary to tie the hockey game. And it did kind of feel inevitable in the final few minutes after the Sabres failed to convert on the power play opportunities they were afforded. But it just goes to show, like, you can't expect to flip the switch. I get it. They tied the game and gave themselves a chance in overtime, but this is clearly an inferior Sabres team. And you put yourself in a 3-0 hole through 40 minutes. Like, how do you expect to win that game? The fact that you get a point out of it is fortunate, and
it's fortunate
on the overtime. In the overtime, like, you've got three guys playing swarm defense on Ryan McLeod at the half wall.
I don't know if to me that's not swarm defense, Duke. That is guys cheating for offense.
They're all within a stick length and a half.
But you look. I mean, they're all going. Oh, we're moving up the boards here because
I get it.
They're cheating for offense.
I'm not saying it's a literal swarm defense. If that's how it came across. Obviously, I said so, but I just mean more so that it's like clump, that they're all there. And if that's how you see that, Kevin, as everybody waiting for that loose puck to come up ice, well, to get a loose puck, you also actually have to try and force the player with it to do something. And they're all close enough to not be covering anybody else, but far enough away that Ryan McLeod does a quick spin, and it's a great play by McLeod. All the credit to him. And he finds Alex Tuch, this is a several-time 30-goal scorer in the NHL, wide open in front of your goaltender. Yeah, that finish is about the way you'd expect it to.
Ontario Moms text in 833-401-1440. I'm glad they salvaged the point, but the only thing I got from that game was Alex Tuch's a perfect fit here. Well, yeah, he's a perfect fit anywhere, is he not? Big, strong, can score, was good last night. Obviously, Tage Thompson was good again last night. Buffalo deserved 2 points last night. The Oilers were lucky to get one. They didn't deserve two. They were lucky to get one. Coming up on the big program today, we've got, as mentioned, we'll have Sean Brown, former Oilers defenseman, all-around good guy. He will lead things off at 7:20. We got Mark Spector, as usual, in his 8 o'clock time slot. Lucky to get Mark Killam, head coach of the Edmonton Elks. He will join us at 8:20, fresh off his Frontier Fremont Call of the Wild cabin excursion. When we last talked to him, he was heading out to do some reflection on the season, his first year as a head coach in the league, and he was heading out to his cabin in parts unknown, remote, chop wood, carry water, and sit and look at the fire. And I don't know, as I said to him last time he was on, what are you eating, a can of Chef Boyardee out there? You know, I picture him in, a wolf skin with the hat, the wolf thing on the top of the head, and just growling at all the wild animals out there. Yeah. David Schlemko will be by at 9 o'clock. Our co-host for Cougar Paint and Collision. We'll have Kristen Shilton, the NHL on ESPN at 9:20. Matt Barrett, Edmonton Oil Kings play-by-play man, still working on Brendan Dillon. And I mean, this is like pulling teeth out there in New Jersey. They played last night in Ottawa. I assume they traveled home after the game. Their PR comms guy was going to ask the old Dilly Bar after the game. Still has not got back to us. Even David Schlemko reached out to Pete from the Devils. And Pete responded to Schlemmer a lot quicker than he did to me because Obviously, Schlemmer knows him from his Jersey days. But I was just thinking, okay, Schlemmer, should I reach out? Can you just give this guy a little nudge? And then bang, all of a sudden it was the text. We're going flying back and forth. We'll get on. We'll work on it tonight. Take it from there. So that's all straight ahead on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. When we come back, it'll be Sean Brown, the former NHLer, to lead things off on a Wednesday morning, Wednesday, December the 10th, Sol 560, not 590. I was 30 shows ahead, just trying to get to 600, Duke. I don't know, trying to get to 600. Sean Brown when we come back, Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hold up. Are you pulling my beard? Booster Juice has 2 new booster balls for the holidays this year.
That's right, Santa. The Eggnog Booster Ball and Caramel Pecan Pie Booster Ball are 2 new flavors to put some extra jingle in your step. So are you a pie guy, Santa, or a nog guy?
Both.
Good call. That's extra jolly. Happy holidays from your friends at Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
He's a winner.
Sweet.
She's a winner too.
Right.
Everyone's a winner during Wish and Win at Wolf GMC Buick. Every single customer is guaranteed at least a $500 bonus with a chance to save up to $25,000 towards a new GMC or Buick. At Wolf GMC Buick, we also have 0% financing up to 84 months on most of our popular SUVs and trucks. And we're clearing out remaining 25s, including cash discounts up to $10,000 on a great selection of Sierra HDs. 90 seconds east of the Henday. Wolf GMC Buick, where everyone wins.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Black Friday deals continue at The Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more. Up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Derry is a beautiful place, but things do happen from time to time.
Crave is the exclusive home of groundbreaking HBO originals, including It, Welcome to Derry, the much-anticipated new series from the world of Stephen King. Go back to where it all began.
There's something bad here in Derry.
It, Welcome to Derry. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Nectar.io. Learn more about how we can help your business automate processes, streamline operations, and save money at Nectar.io. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 7:20 in Edmonton. Time now for our first guest of the day, one of the best, one of the kings, one of the guns, one of the fires, Sean Brown, the former NHLer, and it's our game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where, again, the biggest sale of the year continues on the all-new Jeep Compass. It's a Jeep. It's a 4x4. What more do you want? It's got that 8.4-inch touchscreen. It's got the keyless entry. It starts at $34,900. It's only at stalbertdodge.com. As we welcome in Sean Brown back to the show. Morning, Brownie. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440, our leadoff man on a Wednesday morning. Appreciate it, big guy.
Yeah, good morning, guys. A little chilly out there, but I don't know what happened to my coffee machine at home. It's not working, so I had to run out and grab a Timmy's this morning.
Come on, this is after you went for your 6-mile run at 5, or was that 5-mile run at 6?
No, I don't. I don't run as much. I'm a bike guy,
Okay.
but I will head to the gym after I got a little leading edge therapy session this morning.
On a boy. Plus, did you get all your decorations up on Magnolia Manor there, or what?
You know what? That reminds me. I got to plug it in. I leave the lights on this one tree because years ago we had the snow come down. It was that wet, heavy snow, and you got the poplars. At least we do where we are, and it bent down, so it's kind of like a Whoville tree. So I put the lights on it and I leave it there. My daughter hates it, but I love it. So that's kind of about the only lighting that we get around our house.
Oh, good stuff. Sean Brown with us on Sports 1440. Oilers lose last night in 4-3 in overtime to Buffalo. So, Brownie, when you played 30 years before you played, 100 years, it's gone on since the league started, and in all sports, sometimes you don't get up for your opposition. And a lot of times that happens when the opposition is maybe down at the bottom of the standings. And we've seen that with the Oilers in Buffalo here a couple of times. So what is it? I mean, if you could put your finger on it, if you could change things, you obviously would, the players would, but there's just something that creeps into a player's psyche when you're playing a team of lesser ilk that you don't come out as hard. Well, why do you think that is?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think coming off of a couple big emotional wins, sometimes you just, it like you said, it happens. You look at the schedule. There's always certain games that they're exciting. You look forward to, and then there's other games where you're kind of like, okay, the Buffaloes are in town. It's a Tuesday night, and they're dangerous. They're dangerous games, especially a team that like the Oilers that are looking to find their game, have some consistency to their game, but it is the NHL, and it doesn't matter, whether you're playing past or present, those guys are trying to and playing for a lot of different reasons. And, by all accounts, their game in Calgary, even though they lost, it sounded like it was, they played pretty well, and they got some good pieces there. Like, that's a good team. They got some talent there. They kind of got, the one thing, when you get a team on a back-to-back, you're not going to win the games in the first and second period, but, the way you play, the style of game you try to play against teams that are coming off a back-to-back is you try to play hard and set yourself up in the third period by the habits and the uncomfortableness that you play with. And the Oilers just, it didn't do that early in the first two periods, and, give a team some confidence and a little bit of belief. And then all of a sudden, obviously their third period was out. They played with a lot more energy and enthusiasm, but it was just a little too late.
Sean Brown with us on Sports 1440. I mentioned this a little earlier too, Brownie. Like, when that 2-0 goal was challenged and called back, and it hasn't just happened once this year, it's happened several times. It seems that the Oilers don't get a spark. They don't get a breath of life when something like that goes their way. So it goes from 2-0 to 1-0. There should be that response by going, hey man, like let's wake up here. And it hasn't happened this year. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, that's, I think that's a little bit too, you're really, in a back-to-back game, and, when certain teams coming into the building that you said, like, why's that lull? Well, there's a little bit to me, I think, with the Oilers bottom six, right? Like, they're still trying to figure that out. You got, a guy like Frederick, and in the past, and the teams that I played with, played with some pretty tough guys and guys that, were quite physical and quite comfortable, in their role. And I think you can kind of really lean on those guys, right? And I think, Knobloch, for a couple of games there, really felt like, he knew what he was going to get when he was putting guys out on the ice, and shift after shift. Each line was kind of following it up with what the next shift needed. And right now, with a little bit of lack of identity in the third, fourth line and guys trying to figure out who they are, what they are, and how they can add value, Frederick being one of them, it's, he's got to find his game. That is a perfect guy that could, after a situation that you just talked about, a goal being called back, you need a little bit of juice, you need some momentum. He's got that in his game, as well as, Nurse, and obviously Pod Colson is playing a high energy game. But, I would say a guy like Frederick could really turn his career or turn his season around by taking advantage of a situation like that, because I watched after that goal to see what the next three shifts would look like. And, what was it? I think there was an icing, a turnover at the blue line. And then I think, Mangiapane kind of threw one in the slot, kind of blind, and, nothing, not the response I would think that the coach or, the good teams, need to have, right? Where it's like, there doesn't have to be anything pretty to your next three shifts. It's just basically get out there, get in and get some hits and get some energy, start banging and feeding off the fact that you got, you kind of got lucky that, they get that second goal. It changes a lot. So yeah, it's, for me, the third, fourth line, they're just too easy to play against, and they don't create any energy. And it's kind of just like, let's sit back and wait for the two best players to be the two best players, and that's what you get. Yeah,
there was an opportunity there, and like Tomaszek banged a few guys, and and went hard to the net a couple times, but needed more from that fourth line to just, as you said, sway the momentum a little bit. Sean Brown with us on Sports 1440. I always love, Brownie, when you come up to the press box and we get to sit beside each other and I bounce things off you. And the one thing there's two things that I always bounce off Sean Brown. One is face-off alignment when the Oilers have a power play, because the other team wins it and they just ring it around the boards. It goes down the ice. Correct, Brownie? How many times do I mention that to you? The second one, Brownie, is when the defenseman's behind his own net. And this goes both ways. This is every team in the league. Not enough opposition forces that D-man. And we saw it last night where, Evan Bouchard was forced and he coughed the puck up and it's in the back of the net 1 second later. Why don't teams force the D-man behind the net more often?
Well, good question. I mean, I think if you look at to me, the Bouchard situation yesterday with Skinner was, and we hadn't seen it for a couple games there, that, the casualness of Bouchard's game and the casualness between both of them, it just looked like the goalie, the exchange was a little bit loose. Most times, you're not chasing behind the net a lot of the times, is because, when you get back there as a defenseman, you're kind of using the net a little bit of a shield. Usually, the forwards, depending on whether they have a stick length, they're making a read whether they can actually, have a chance to even get on you. And for the most part, when they can't, and the defenseman uses the net to kind of shield himself, there isn't much point of a forward kind of chasing you behind, because there's, you're 10 feet out, he's coming up, and it just makes the play a lot easier for a defenseman as you're coming out of the zone. So I think Bouchard's casualness kind of going back there didn't look like he really used the net, and was kind of caught, off guard and surprised. And, he hasn't had those moments, but, that's kind of a lot of the things as a defenseman, you're going back, as you're looking, you're kind of reading, and those are the reads, and the importance of kind of, if the guy's on one side of the net, you kind of go to the other post just so it's not even close. And he just looked like he was, a little slow at recognizing it. And, it doesn't take much to, for guys, with good sticks. That's one thing, I thought that Buffalo did really well yesterday was, they were moving their feet, they were checking, they had good sticks and closing in on guys. And, and when they have success, especially early in the game, there's, it's a snowball effect. There's really no reason to get away from it. You're just kind of feeding into the fact that, they're going to keep on going. And if you don't move your feet and you don't play fast and make quick decisions, as the Oilers were doing earlier, when they were winning, it just, keeps feed off of that, right? And they weren't coming out as clean as they normally do in the defensive zone.
Yeah, Sean Brown with us on Sports 1440. One thing I noticed too, Buffalo, especially in the first two periods, the Oilers try that long stretch pass with the chip. They sort of sealed that off, did they not? Like right around the red line, right around the Oilers, the opposition blue line for the Oilers. Did you see that too, in the sense that helped maybe transition the puck in the neutral zone for Buffalo to get maybe going back the other way a bit more quicker than normal?
Yeah, I think when they were struggling, I think the common thing was the way that the Oilers were getting out, they weren't as efficient, right? And when they were on the playing as a group of five and reading off of each other, they're coming out of their zone quick, and they're able to zip pucks up. They got that low support. They got guys flying through the middle, and it's a chip or chip off the boards or a little bump pass to someone coming through the middle. They just, they were lacking that. And as I said a little bit earlier, the strength of the Oilers is they got some speed. They obviously have some skill up front. And, anytime that, and the Oilers have, defensemen that can make some plays and, handle the puck, very, very well. And, it's hard when it's hard on teams when they're playing, and they've shown that for a couple of games at different times throughout others, that when they play fast and they manage the puck right, and they have that speed in the neutral zone, it just kind of continues and feeds into their game as far as being able to forecheck, push defensemen back, get in the zone, have a little bit more zone time. So, that was just the game that they were clearly, not ready and prepared for. And lots of their game didn't look good, didn't look sharp. And I think, I was listening to you guys a little bit, and you look at that overtime goal, and that was kind of a little bit of kind of how the Oilers were. It was kind of, okay, who's going to do the work here? Somebody's going to do it so I can get on offense. And, that was kind of a microcosm of how a couple periods there went.
So that overtime goal, Brownie, would you say, bang, like Connor's looking for someone to, get on, maybe have a turnover on McLeod, and then he's gone instead of worrying about defense first?
Well, it just looked like to me he was reading off of Bouchard and Draisaitl, right? So I think, as we all were sitting there thinking, okay, well, they're on him. Who's going to check him? One of them's going to check him, and now he's thinking there's going to be a quick turnover, and on the and then as the puck's turned over and away he goes, kind of thing. So I think he was anticipating, them getting in there, creating the turnover, and give McLeod credit. I mean, I didn't see that in his goodie bag making that play. That was a tremendous play, right? Because it looked like there was a moment too where I'm sure he was thinking himself that things are closing in pretty quick, and then all of a sudden he just had a little half a second and he throws one around. So it wasn't looking good at all, because they were closing and taking away his ice, but it was one of those, well, you do it, I'll do it, none of us will do it. McDavid's reading off him. He's getting speed. He thinks he's going to get the puck, and in the back of the net it goes. It's over.
I wanted to ask you about the face-off alignment. Our Connor Halley sent a pick out just on the face-off alignment going into overtime. So basically you have Bouchard, Leon, and Connor all along the red line. The Sabres counter with two guys, obviously centerman and a winger, but Dalling's back, just outside, flank left. And Leon wins the draw cleanly. So should Bouchard be back further, or why is he up at the red line on like three fly at the top of the, basically the face-off dot with wingers on each side? Why is that?
I'm assuming that, throughout a game as a centerman, when you're taking draws and, you're probably making some reads, getting an idea of, certain guys that, take draws a certain way. You have, maybe more success or less success with certain guys, right? So I think as you're lining up, the centerman would probably suggest where he wants his guys for the read that maybe he's getting from, 3 periods of taking face-offs. And maybe he thought hey, you know what, maybe I'm not going to win this as cleanly against this guy as maybe I would another guy. And, maybe I'm looking for, a little tie up here from both guys, kind of, are able to come in and help out. And usually, I mean, that's all I can think of, right? Is sometimes, like I said, throughout this a course of a game, a centerman's kind of getting a feel of his strengths and weaknesses against certain guys. And obviously there was a little bit of a plan going into it that, just because you have a plan doesn't mean it always works out either, though. But, the importance of that first face-off is so critical and crucial for both teams, right? Because we know if the Oilers get that, that crucial win and get control of the puck, the odds are, those guys have a good, closing out record, right? So that first face-off is critical.
Yeah, and Leon wins the draw. So if Bouchard is back, I don't know, 5 feet, he quite likely gets back to the puck quicker, and then you have better possession. So, Brownie, I'm hoping that you enjoyed that coffee this morning.
It tastes so good.
Really? Was it triple?
Yeah. No, that's like a chocolate bar. That's what actually got me into drinking coffee in the first place. My neighbor bought me like a double. I was like, Jesus, this is like a dessert. But no, I go half and half now. But hey, Kevin, we're at the alumni skate. I haven't been there in years. I was looking forward to you and I patrolling the blue line.
One game that I missed, I was in Kelowna, Brownie, and I'm like, and Brownie was there. Are you going to make the next one, big guy, or what's the schedule like?
I don't know. I'm heading in the leading edge. I was feeling pretty good. My back was feeling good. So I thought I'd go for a skate, and I haven't been the same since. So we'll see. We'll get a little needling done here, and hopefully I can get. I was on the road to recovery, and that game kind of threw me off. It was. I've never seen. We played up. Well, the routine, right? We play up to 5.
Yeah.
I don't even know how long we played for. What, an hour 15? One game of 5.
What?
And we that's all we got, and nobody won. It was tied.
4-4.
Yeah.
And even on the last goal, so the guys, the Zamboni guys said enough's enough. Game over.
Enough's enough. He came out. It was there was just me, Dinger, Belsey. There was just a lack of skill out there. We could have used you.
Oh man, yeah. What's going over the holidays here? Is Ryland coming home? What's shaking? What do you got planned?
Yeah, actually, my wife has been up there. He had surgery here about 4 days ago, so he had a torn labrum in his hip. So he's done for the season. My wife went up there just to kind of make sure the surgery went well and to help him out a little bit because he's obviously not as mobile. So they're coming back Friday, and I'm looking forward to it. My parents haven't been out here in a while, just with COVID and different things going on in their life. So they're coming out here. My brother's coming out, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, hopefully, this cold snap hopefully it moves on and get the outdoor rinks going and play a little ODR and hang out with the family, have a couple drinks and relax.
Well, fix that tree first of all. Fix the lighting on the tree. Make sure it's all.
Absolutely. No, I just got to plug it in. I like it. It's honestly, it's like other than my wife or other than my daughter, like I said, she's not too proud of it, or she's somewhat embarrassed of it, but it's kind of our Whoville tree and I'm kind of known for it. So I just got to plug it in and light it up.
Attaboy, Brownie. Just to, the quest for world domination continues, doesn't it?
Yeah. So,
okay. We'll see you.
It should be good.
We'll see you soon, Brownie. Thanks for hopping on, big guy.
Okay, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you.
Yeah. Sean Brown, former Edmonton Oiler. And the game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. Again, biggest sale of the year continues on the Jeep Compass, starting at $34,900 only at stalbertdodge.com. I think I maybe did hear about Ryland having an injury, but I wasn't sure about the surgery. So that, as he said 3-4 days ago, his son Ryland playing in the NCAA down south at Michigan. Not Michigan. It's actually Michigan Tech. So young D-man, and hopefully that heals up well for Ryland and he can get back on the ice playing for the Techies. When we come back, maybe we'll get to some Oilers sound from last night following the game. I don't think we'll probably listen to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins sound. It's funny when you listen to him. There's a half glass full, half empty. Nugent's is not. It's over full. It's got meniscus. It's got I wasn't that. I thought we were pretty good. Okay, Nuge, you lie to your friends, I'll lie to mine, but let's not BS each other. I think Zach Hyman was a little more true to the 40 minutes off, 20 minutes on kind of thing. So we'll hear some Oilers comments from last night when we come back. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Mr. Rooter decorates a gingerbread house.
Wow. What did you do here, Mr. Rooter?
Well, we've got a Jube Jube toilet, complete with an icing-based wax seal. The main water line is licorice, red for hot, black for cold. You got your standard marshmallow hot water tank and a candy cane sewer line. And on the outside, candy cone hose pips. Disgusting, but they get the job done.
To have your Yule clogs fixed, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and people who suffer brain fog might think it's just going to be part of their life. But listen, I've seen a 38-year-old mom managing a concussion read her kid a bedtime story without losing the plot, all because of cognitive rehab that rewires the brain like a GPS reboot. Your brain isn't broken, it's buffering. One missed beat in focus, memory, or balance snowballs into frustration, falls, or forgotten keys. Stroke, concussion, long COVID, even aging can all lead to brain fog. Cognitive rehab works. Check us out at leadingedgephysio.com before your next "Where'd I put my phone" moment.
Sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9. Check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Born from work, built for play. Carhartt's all-new Super Ducks tech jackets are built for hard-working people who can't sacrifice mobility for durability. This ultra-tough gear fights off wind, snow, and cold, while full-swing technology flexes with every move and still packs 3M insulation for maximum warmth. Try your new Carhartt Super Ducks at JobSite Workwear. 3 locations in Edmonton and online at jobsiteworkwear.ca.
JobSite Workwear, tough gear for tough jobs.
Hey, you know winter is really freaking cold, right? So play it smart. Don't get caught freezing in your car with your pants down and no power. At Big Toy Shop right now, lead-acid batteries are just $129. $129 is a great price for a good start. Big Toy Shop. Power up and save some bucks at Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road, 780-298-2797.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 7:45 in Edmonton. A lot of texts coming in about the overtime goal. Jason thinks that the Oilers should leave McDavid and Draisaitl on the bench until they get possession. says they're terrible at defending. Plus, it's a waste of time. Start Nugent Hyman. I disagree. Sorry, Jason. I appreciate the text, and we've got more than just Jason's. Appreciate what you're trying to get at. But McDavid and Draisaitl are capable of creating turnovers as well, and they are capable of playing defense. They have to be committed to it. Last night in overtime, all three of those players were cheating for offense. They were going, okay, McLeod's not going to make a play here along the ice, tucks the trailer. No one's picking him up. We are thinking offense when the puck's 20 feet from our goal. That's what's wrong with the play. It's not personnel. It's the concept of going, we will cheat, and hopefully someone is going to create a turnover, which is going to create, a 2-on-1, hopefully, and we can go down and score. Possession in overtime is everything, and I agree with what you're saying about the draw, but Leon wins the draw cleanly. It's the fact that Bouchard doesn't get back in time because he's up high at the red line, doesn't get back in time to have more time to create possession, clean possession. And you know that those guys are forcing Bouchard after what they saw in the second period. Following the game, a couple of Oilers were interviewed, including Zach Hyman. Those guys are forcing Bouchard after what they saw.
Obviously, regardless of the opponent, tough to spot a team 3 goals and then trying to climb out of that hole. Just your thought on first 2 periods and then turning around in the third.
Yeah, not ideal. Obviously, you don't want to be in a 3-0 hole going into the third. Third was good, obviously, able to battle back. A couple huge kills, and then found one late. So, earned a point out of it.
I guess penalties. There's time penalties sometimes kill momentum. I guess it's just one of those things. You guys battling, and you take a penalty here, take a penalty there. Or how did you kind of see that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, didn't like some of them, but it's okay.
So you had lots of time on the power play as a group. What did you think of kind of the chances that you generated, and obviously couldn't push through? But what do you think of it?
Yeah, the power play has been obviously running really well lately. Thought we had looks tonight. I had one on the backside I'd like to have back. We got a couple other looks. But yeah, I mean, we're not going to score every night in the power play as much as we'd like to. But I thought we were able to get back in the game, 5-5, and then a bunch of huge kills, build some momentum on the power play maybe, and then got the 6-on-5 goal. So
you guys pull your way back into it and you grab a point. Obviously, it's a group that's had your share of downs this year. So are you looking for positives? Does it erase maybe what happened?
You'd like to play full 60, especially with the way that we've been trending. It's been in the right direction. First 40 wasn't great, but I think I really like the group's push back. It's easy. You're down 3-0 to just go away and write the game off. But we didn't do that. We scored on the first shift and then another one in the next 2 minutes, and you're right back in the game, and you call yourself a point out of a game where you put yourself in a hole. So I think that's a positive.
Over the last few years, the Buffalo Sabres seems to have this team's number.
Yeah.
Is there just something about this team with the matchup or something?
I don't know. I mean, they play us hard. Every team in the league now is a good team. It's just you look at the standings, and they're probably closer than they've ever been. I think maybe ever. No team's really out of it. You go on 1 5-game winning streak, and you could be first in the division. On both sides of the conference. So there are no bad teams anymore. That's just the way it is. Yeah.
That's Zach Hyman following yesterday's 4-3 overtime loss to the Sabres. Now, he's talking about, he was asked about officiating. The third goal was a power play goal. And first of all, before we get to the goal, that was a bad call on Hyman in the neutral zone on interference. That's what resulted in the power play goal by Josh Doan. And if an Oiler scores that goal that Doan scores, man, everyone's talking about that today. What a beautiful goal it was. And if it's an Oiler guy that shows the hands to go between the legs and beat Skinner on the power play, wonderful goal. But, again, there's too much space for guys like that still in front. On if you look at the 2 goals that Doan scored, both on the power play. Okay, the second one, he's at the side of the net and he's got some time to maneuver. He shouldn't have that much time. Look at the first power play goal. It's on that tip. It's a high tip. It's not really in front of Stu Skinner. He's out a little ways, but he's all alone in front. Totally, like there's no one even close to him. So he's got an opportunity to maybe, figure out, and still the shot from Dallin too. He's got a chance to figure out exactly where, because there's no traffic. There's no one coming to him. There's no one engaging him. So I look at that. There's a sense of 2 goals where the goals are scored where they are on the power play, yes, but there still needs to be a little more net front presence by the Oilers to tie up a guy and make him pay. Text 833-401-1440. Duke, I haven't had a chat because we're getting a lot talking about Evan Bouchard, talking about the structure as far as the Oilers play. Northside Lou says the narrative is almost the same when the Oilers play a structured game. They're as good as any team. Cheat for offense, and they're as bad as any team. I mean, that's a great text, Lou, and that can be said with any team on any night. Like, look at last night. I mean, as Duke said, Ducks score a late goal. I'm not sure when the goal that tied the game against Colorado and Nashville was scored. I'd have to check the box score. Nashville beats Colorado last night. It's these are teams, again, if you're not fully prepared and up for them, they're going to bite you. David says it's fortunate the Oilers were able to come back down 3-0. It would be better if they could play not having down 3-0 for sure. And that's what we've been saying all morning, David. I mean, the fact that they came out in the first and had nothing and had less in the second, there's the game right there. Our good buddy Fast Eddie, father of Arius, no relation. Would you rather the Oilers lose in the first round or not make the playoffs at all? I don't know what sense that makes, Fast Eddie. I mean, you got to just get in for one. You got to get in to playoffs. And you think that teams are want to, like, if Florida gets in the last playoff position in a wild card, how scared do you think teams are to play them? Probably a little frightened, more so than the Islanders going in there. Detroit, whatever it is, you got to get in. Of course, you would rather make the playoffs. Fast Eddie. JR and Red Deer says the Sabres play well in Edmonton because they are auditioning for trade deadline. There are so many teams, you should say, that are interested in those 2 guys in Buffalo, and Tuck and Thompson. Thompson's got several years left on his contract. Tuck is ready to go and be a free agent. Everyone is looking at those guys, and they are circling that Sabres franchise like vultures. Can we get these guys out? You guys go ahead and rebuild one more time. You started with Eichel, now you got Power, now you got Darling. Go ahead, give it another go. You've traded 3-4 guys that have gone on to win Stanley Cups. This is just another opportunity, like Paterka last year. Didn't want to pay him, didn't feel his value was there. Man, oh man. Joe Daddy says, hey guys, what do you think is going on with Kulak? Not sure what you mean. I don't know. Kulak saved the game, was on that 5-on-3. Tuck had the opportunity, I believe, right in the slot. 5-on-3. Kulak got a stick on it. That goes in, game's over. Dahlin hit the post shortly thereafter that. The Oilers dodged a bullet. Couple of bullets there. Probably was game over, and they come back and tie it up. Salvage a point. All right, top of the hour, we got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Spec just texted me, Duke. What's that all about? Is he saying something about probably just phone today or something? No link for the Spec. Well, we'll figure that out. Old Marky Mark. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io. Transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
Oilers comeback effort coming up short last night as they lose 4-3 to the Sabres in overtime. Edmonton erased a 3-0 deficit in the third period, but Alex Tuch netted the winner 33 seconds into extra time for Buffalo. 9 of the games around the NHL. Tampa beaten up on Montreal 6-1. Beckett Seneca scoring with 0.1 seconds left to force extra time for the Ducks. Beat Pittsburgh 4-3 in a shootout. Jersey topped the Sens 4-3, and the Jets lose to Dallas also by a margin of 4-3. NBA Cup quarterfinal action last night. The Raptors falling to the Knicks 117-101 despite 31 points from Brandon Ingram, and Desmond Bane put up 37, lifts the Magic to a 117-108 win over Miami to advance into the semis. MLB offseason moves continue to pick up steam. The Tigers are keeping right-handed closer Kyle Finnegan on a 2-year, $19 million deal, and the Pirates bringing in two-time All-Star reliever Greg Soto on a 1-year deal worth $7.75 million. Finally, Chicago White Sox winning the MLB's draft lottery to select first overall next summer. First time they'll have the top pick since 1977. Coming up in hour 2 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector and head coach of the Edmonton Elks, Mark Killam. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
It's 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
Wow, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells.
Tired of the same old holiday tunes? Spice things up with the sound of a Wilhauk beef jerky bag being torn open. It's the carol that everyone wants to hear, promising a chorus of tender, perfectly spiced beef jerky. This holiday season, make sure you're Wilhauking around the Christmas tree with Alberta's best beef jerky. Call to place your pre-order today at 780-986-2537.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
December Oil Kings Hockey at Rogers Place. Family fun that's second to none, starting at just $20 a seat.
Family Fun Sunday, your Edmonton Oil Kings face the Brandon Wheat Kings. Enjoy the Kids Fun Zone, face painting, and bouncy castles.
Have your photo taken with Santa on the concourse and receive a printed copy with a donation to Santa's Anonymous.
Plus, there'll be a pre-game mini locker room sale just in time for the holidays.
Oil Kings, Wheat Kings, photos with Santa. 4 p.m. this Family Fun Sunday.
Great seats at Rogers Place start at only $20 at oilkings.ca.
just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8 o'clock in Edmonton, and time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Stop in today and play Wish and Win for your chance to win up to $25,000 towards a new vehicle. Yeah, 25 grand. Plus, you're guaranteed a $500 prize. It's that simple. Play today at Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC as we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec. Good to see you last night at the game. Looking sharp.
Yeah. I'm watching the news this morning, waiting to come on here, and on the crawl underneath the bottom of the screen, it says Alberta man selling time machine. And I'm thinking, a time machine? That would be awesome, man.
Does that include the flux capacitor right off the hop, or how does that work?
I don't know. That's a good thing.
Great Scott, Spec.
I'd go back to 1986 or 85 and stay in school. That's what I'd do.
Well, I mean, maybe this thing works. Who knows, man?
Yeah, I'm thinking of phoning this guy.
What year would you go back, or would you go forward?
Well, at my age, I sure as hell wouldn't go forward. I'll tell you that right now. No, I'd go back and I don't know what I'd do. The first guy that got me in this business was Bryn Griffiths. I walked in the door of CJSR, the university radio station, and next thing I know, I'm a sports writer for the rest of my life. So maybe I'd never meet Bryn Griffiths. That'd be a place to start. I should have stayed in school and got a real job.
Oh, yeah. Well, who knows? But I'd go back to the 20s, Spec. 1920s. Oh, yeah. That's the best.
I
time.
see what you're saying. So where would you go in history? Why would you go back to the 20s?
Oh, man. You think about all the great stuff that was going on in the 20s, like right before the Great Depression. That was a lot of fun back then,
But the Depression's coming.
The whole bit,
I don't know, man. I think I'd go back to the 60s. Looked like they had a lot of fun in the 60s.
Yeah. Listen, Spec, you're still having fun from the 60s, man.
Hey, I'm trying to make them last, okay? Give me a break.
Tiger just texted in and said the 20s had prohibition, Kevin. You would never last.
There you go, man.
That's probably true. So what'd you make of that game last night? Oilers very lucky, very fortunate to get 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, lucky, fortunate. They didn't, I guess you could say Buffalo was very lucky. The Oilers only played 20 minutes, so it was just a game. Like the Oilers have certain fallback positions when their game goes sour. There's certain things that happen. And we talked about how when they were playing good, we weren't talking about any of these things. I forget if it was you or Jay, I think just yesterday we said, they're going to the net. They're winning net front. They're not, other teams aren't standing all alone in front of their net scoring goals. Well, what happened last night?
Mm-hmm.
Guys are all, Alex Tuck's completely unminded in overtime. They when the Oilers get the puck in the offensive zone, when they're playing like they not very well, they just go around the exterior. They're the Harlem Globetrotters. They play the four corners offense and they skate around the outside and make a whole bunch of fancy passes. 14 passes later, the puck hasn't got inside yet. And that's every team has things they do that is a tell that they're not playing very well. And that's the Oilers. And we saw it for 40 minutes last night. And what happens in the third period? McDavid takes the puck to the hole. Bouchard, was it Bouchard? No, Draisaitl rips a long wrist shot that's harmless, and Podkolzin bangs in a rebound. Well, they didn't do that for 40 minutes. So that's just the Oilers not playing well. They had a lousy 40 minutes. They rescued a point. I guess you just move on and try to beat Detroit.
It's funny how athletes, and they fall back on what their natural talents are, and they what happens is, I think, Spec, and it can go in every sport, I think, too. You just end up doing and falling into bad habits that you just naturally have allowed to creep into your game. And if you don't continually to have that in the back of your head, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Like, it's just as simple as move your feet, like just little tiny things.
Yep.
It just creeps in your head and you go back to how it was before you were not aware of that and maybe cognizant of it. I don't know. It's a weird thing to
No,
explain.
listen, it's like the guy that it's like, New Year's comes and you join a gym and you get all vigilant with your diet and you work out and all of that. And then by about Feb 3rd, you come home and you're tired and you're kind of lazy and you reach for that bag of chips and a cold beer and you go back to what makes you comfortable,
Yeah.
And these guys play every second night and they're human beings, they're not machines. I get it. Like, this is a good team. They should be able to win 3 in a row. Like, I'm not making excuses. They've spent a lot of time this season not playing very well, and they finally found their game. And that's probably the disappointing thing is, you didn't need a whole lot more of the Oilers' good game to beat not a very good Buffalo team. And they didn't even have that much last night. They were struggling to get a point, but they do it. They're human. Like, they fall back into bad habits just like everybody else does in their life. And we just watch the Oilers do it on TV. No one watches us in our living room eating chips and drinking cold beer after a day of work.
I guess I'll use this example for you, Spec, and people might think I'm off the rocker here. But when you look at the Evan Bouchard play where he coughed up the puck behind the net, okay, so he's being forced by Tuck, and then he's being forced by Tage Thompson. But the one thing that he's trying to do there is make a play. He's trying to make something happen. Now, if you fast forward about 5, 6, 7 minutes later, we saw a play that didn't result in a goal, but Bouchard is in front of the net, sort of. There's a shot coming, and he backs up. He drifts off to the side of the net again, and we saw that happen several times this year. So to me, that play frustrates me more and pisses me off more within Bouchard's game than the egregious error, because that is that bad habits creeping in again. So, and that's just one example. I don't know. Can you think of other ones where, again, that just creeps back in? I agree with you. Like, I mean, we haven't seen it for a while. Save the Dallas game. We've seen pretty good habits here.
Yep. Good habits. And Bouchard's he's a microcosm of this thing because he's such a notable player. I mean, he played 28 minutes last night, the most in a game. I mean, that's another story. You could, talk about that at length, but, he's on the ice all the time. He has the puck all the time. Where, he has far more opportunity to make mistakes. And when he makes them, they're big ones. Like, he's a guy that makes big, sometimes his mistakes are giant, like that Tage Thompson goal last night. They don't come any bigger than that, And is he trying to make a play? I don't know, whatever he's doing, but this is Bouchard. Bouchard's a microcosm. All the things we watched him do last night are the things he does when he's not playing well. And we haven't seen those things in about however many weeks, right? 2-3 weeks. He's been a pretty solid player. We all know Bouchard. He survives defensively and he thrives offensively. And that's all we ask of him. Just survive defensively. You don't have to be, you don't have to be Darian Hatcher back there. Just survive. Don't give that puck to Tage Thompson. Move it somehow away to out of danger. The overtime goal, like, what's he doing? I'm not sure. He's chasing Draisaitl and a puck carrier, and in a man-to-man defense, which everyone plays in OT, Alex Tuck is all alone in the slot with nobody watching him. And, the Oilers fell into bad habits last night, and Evan Bouchard fell into bad habits last night. And you can't pretty much listen. Can any team survive when the 28-minute defenseman gives up goals like that? Can any team win? You can't. I'm not sure you can.
Would you say that overtime goal, though, is more on Connor because that is the trailer? The trailer coming in is Tuck, and that's Connor's guy.
I don't know. It's a big switch. Like, I think was that McLeod that Connor McDavid was on?
Well, I mean, McLeod's in the corner, like at the hash wall. Right?
Okay, who's the other guy that's on the ice? Whoever he is, that's who McDavid has. McDavid has them from the neutral zone back. Like McDavid's got his guy at
Yeah,
the neutral zone.
like the Dahlin's not when Dahlin comes into the zone, he's the threat to start. Okay. Then Dahlin veers off because what Dahlin is doing is supporting McLeod because he's figuring McLeod's play is to pass the puck back to the point to him. That's why Dahlin slides over there. McDavid has to make the switch to go to tuck.
See, that's the question I have for you and you'd have to get a coach on here to tell you how the Oilers play it. There's not a ton of switches going on in overtime.
Yeah. To me, this is way more Connor. Connor's got to be aware of the guy behind him because that is the trailer coming into the play. Bouchard's got whatever, it's technically 2-on-2 until Dahlin veers off to the point.
Yeah, and then it's 2-on-1, and Draisaitl when Dahlin turns back up, or who's got the puck in the corner now?
Ryan McLeod has the puck the way from center ice, carries it in, and protects the puck. Leon goes to him more notably, but you saw Dahlin come in and then veer off to give McLeod puck support along the wall.
Yes. So I guess my point is, generally speaking, in a defensive situation, McDavid's going to stay high with Dahlin. Draisaitl's got his guy. He's chasing
McDavid has to make the switch here, Spec, because Dahlin is
the question. You're switching, like, who's Bouchard? What's Bouchard doing? Is he not covering Draisaitl's guy?
Technically, to be honest with you, Spec, the play here is that Bouchard stays where he basically is, and McLeod makes the play back to the point. Instead, McDavid doesn't take tuck coming into the zone, and he's wide open. That's why McLeod never saw this play develop at all until McDavid veers off and cheats to go up the wall because he thinks that's where the play's going.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, there's clearly a miscommunication, right? Yeah. Maybe McDavid takes the wrong guy. I know this, watching that replay about 6 times last night, Bouchard's got nobody, right? In the end, Bouchard's got nobody. He's standing there. Draisaitl's got McLeod. McDavid's got Dahlin. Bouchard's got nobody. Maybe it's not his fault. Maybe he's supposed to be standing there. I'm not going to tell you what the coaches are telling their players because I honestly don't know what the strategy is there in this coaching staff. But in that play, the defenseman has got nobody. He's in no man's land. He's standing there with a wide open guy. Is it McDavid's fault? Hey, maybe it's McDavid's fault. And if I find out it is today, I'll come on the radio and eat crow tomorrow. But as far as I watch that play, Draisaitl's got a guy. McDavid's got a guy. Bouchard's got nobody.
9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, the play that McLeod makes is back up the wall. Like he's sending it back to Dahlin.
Because 9 times out of 10, he doesn't have a guy standing all alone, wide open in the slot. Right?
Well, exactly, because that's where Connor McDavid has to be aware of. That's the guy that's wide open. If McDavid goes all the way up to cover Dahlin, well, what point is that?
Because it's man on man in overtime, right? It's man on man. Dahlin's his guy.
I mean, they're yelling. I'm going to, we talked about it with Sean Brown too. And, he said basically all 3 guys were horse crap.
Hey, listen, I mean, that's it. You can slice this thing up however you want. Yeah. This is a group in overtime that's got you a lot more points than they've cost you, right? I'll tell you what, I really didn't like the play at the very start of overtime where the puck goes down and Bouchard loses the battle to tuck and Edmonton never gets the puck back. That's another play that a strong play by Bouchard. Edmonton has the puck and we're playing in the other end. So listen, let's not belabor this thing. The whole team played lousy. Bouchard didn't play any better than the whole team.
I agree.
They took 40 minutes off last night, found themselves out in overtime against an awful hockey team that they had no business being in overtime against on home ice. And now we're picking apart overtime. Probably we should be picking apart
the first 40.
20 guys who played garbage hockey for 40 minutes, not one guy who we're trying to figure out whose fault it is in overtime.
Yeah, I'm in with you on that. The first 40 were garbage too. And they didn't get up for the game. They should be up for tomorrow's game against Detroit. That'll be 3 and 4 for Detroit back-to-back there in Calgary tonight. And then you look at the schedule. There's no reason that you should not be out of the gates, fired up, pumped up at your very, very best for pretty well every game on that road trip because it's Toronto, hockey night. Montreal, you're fired up at the Bell Center. You got Sid, you got Boston. You got to be up for these games here.
Well, I think we said, like, when they lost that game to Minnesota to open the homestand, and it was a well-played game by Edmonton. It was a 1-0 loss. And, people were mad they lost the first game of this homestand. And I remember we said, there's 4 games left. If you get 7 points out of those last 4 games, you've had a good homestand. You got the ship righted. Things are good. So if you bounce back and beat Detroit, you get 7 of the last 8 points of the homestand. So you're going to cough one up somewhere. I'm not that, let's not make too much out of it here. Buffalo lost 3 in a row. Their pride's hurt. It's about time they played a decent game of hockey, and they did. They played a hard game. They got good goaltending, and now you go on the road and you try to win some games before Christmas here. Like, you're right. This is a road trip in buildings that you love to play in, and actually good teams. Like, I didn't have Pittsburgh and Boston being this good this year.
Yeah.
Both of them are having really good seasons, so they'd be good games. Toronto, Montreal speak for themselves. Let's go, man. Let's see how this team. They've played a lot of road hockey. It's not like it's a foreign concept to them at this point.
You betcha, Spec. Thanks, big fella. We'll talk to you later.
All right, sounds good, Kev.
Mark Spector, Rogers Sportsnet on the mark. Brought to you by, powered by, fueled by Northgate Chevrolet. This truck's for you when we come back. Hey, this is going to be exciting. Mark Killam, Edmonton Elks head coach. A big signing with Cody Fajardo yesterday. The schedule's out. What more do you want? He'll join us right after the break. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned, with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie, and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Looking for the perfect used ride? Now's the time. Drive away for as little as $25 bi-weekly. Go Auto has over 7,500 used vehicles in stock, with something for everyone. From budget-friendly cars and road trip-ready SUVs to powerful work-ready trucks. With around 70 locations across Canada, your next vehicle is closer than you think. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or buying for the first time, we've got the right ride at the right price. But don't wait. These deals won't stick around forever. Start shopping today at goauto.ca.
Aloha, Edmonton, it's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
It's Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
'Tis the season for Selly. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Take a break from the holiday hustle and bustle. Cheer on your favorite team and ask about the daily game night food and drink features. Plus, there's tons of TVs and Oilers watch parties this December and all season long. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Check it out.
Every day is game day at Century Casino.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 8:20 in Edmonton. Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, the plumber to call when the toilet mysteriously breaks after your jalapeno pepper popper fueled game night with the fellas. That's mrrooter.ca. As we welcome back head coach of the Edmonton Elks, Mark Killam. Good morning, Mark. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Good morning.
Well, before we talk about your little cabin excursion that we had some fun with and how things went there, let's start with the big signing yesterday for your football team, Mark, and Cody Fajardo, and how excited you are to have Cody back in the fold for at least one more year.
No doubt. I mean, it wasn't a secret that, I made my feelings known for him at the end of the year. Cody's a leader. He's a veteran. He's somebody that raises the level of play of the guys around him. And, as a man, he's somebody I resonate with. The guy plays with a chip on his shoulder all the time. And it's somebody that, I want to go to battle with on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm. That word leader you threw out there, Mark, there are different types of leaders. You've seen many of them. You played with them, coached them the whole bit. What type of leader is Cody Fajardo?
He's very authentic. He's himself all the time. He's passionate. He wears his emotions on his sleeve at times. He's demanding of his teammates. But he also holds himself accountable. Mm-hmm. And, I think that's why guys, that's why the level gets raised, because he'll stand in front of the team. He's not afraid to do extra work and get the guys together, but he'll stand in front of the team and rally the troops and, give them insight into what he's seen. But when he needs to be better, he's the first one to point the finger at himself. And I think that the guys really respect that about him.
When you look back how he handled, starting the season as the backup to Trey Ford, when you look back on that, how do you think he handled that, and how much do you think that helped your team?
No, I mean, he was an ultimate professional about it. I mean, this guy a year before that was the MOP of the Grey Cup, and it was a winner. So, I mean, for him to humble himself and come in and, let Trey be the voice and, just try to support Trey. And that's what, when we made the trade, that's, every interview that he did, that's what he said he was going to do. And he 100% followed through with that. And, he, tried to maximize the reps that he got with the twos and just try to do everything he could to help the football team. And then when it became his opportunity, we didn't look back. And, that just speaks to who he is as a teammate. And that's why he brings so much value to the football team.
So, I mean, we know about his accuracy. We know about his completion percentage, Mark. But what is the fine line in your opinion about where you're looking at the quick check down and, your numbers go up for accuracy compared to where you might have to air it out a little bit more, might have to take a bit more of a risk for maybe a deep ball or a contested ball? Where do you walk on that fine line?
Yeah, it is a fine line. I mean, Cody's the offense runs on calculated shots. So we've got to be better on first down. We were behind the stick so much, and it's just very difficult to be a successful offense when you're constantly behind the stick, second and forever all the time. So we've got to be better on first down. Now that's a combination of diversifying what we're doing on first down. We're going to spend, it's really the major focus of our offense and how we can get better this offseason. And, the offense is a high percentage offense with calculated shots. That's really what it is. And, I feel like, if we can get our RPOs going, we can get, our perimeter screen game going in addition to the run and diversifying a little bit of the things that we're doing. I think that's going to put us in a better position to take those shots and take those play action shots. And, offense is a funny thing because, it's so structured, but it has to be able to flow at the same time, if that makes sense. And, defenses will do, most of the defenses in the CFL play like a 4 shell, which is, they're trying to keep everything in front on purpose. And, it's when the shots are there, we've just got to make sure that we make them. And that's going to be important for our offense.
Yeah. Mark Killam with us on Sports 1440. So where is that percentage wise between execution, Mark, and play calling and recognizing that this is the time to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a combination of both, and that's where the preparation throughout the week comes out. Where are they showing tendencies? Where we're going to be in a position to make those shots. Where can we manufacture some matchups? Are we taking advantage of all of our people at the times that we need to? And I think all of that stuff goes into how you call a football game, and it's definitely a balance of both.
Mm-hmm. Mark Killam, Edmonton Elks head coach, with us on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Can you explain your relationship as your first year as a head coach with both your offensive coordinator, Jason Maximic, and your defensive coordinator in JC Sherritt, how that relationship started, how it blossomed, and what you maybe need to work on moving forward?
Yeah, well, it's Jordan Maximic, but
Sorry,
yeah, all good. A lot of J names on our staff. Jordan was a video intern with the Calgary Stampeders a long time ago. That's when I first met him. And then obviously he's gone on to the offensive side of the ball and worked under some really good guys, Jason Moss and some other coaches along the way. And, he had some success in BC and had some pretty good offenses out there. And so then when we went through the interview process, it was the guy that we wanted to bring back to Edmonton, local guy from St. Albert. And, our relationship, part of that is you have to go through a season working together. You don't really, you know who they are as far as, you see their on-field resume, I guess, but then on a day-to-day working side by side and for all the hours that we do, that's when you really get to know somebody. You get in the heat of the battle, how he likes to call the game, how I am on the sideline, all those things we had to learn as far as how we interact with each other. And, I think that that's only going to get better in the second year, especially now that, just as far as an offensive side, that I was on the other two sides of the ball my whole career. So I had to spend a lot of time over there to get on the same page with those guys. And I think, obviously going into my second year, that's something that I'm going to be way more comfortable with as far as, being more involved on that side of the ball as far as, what we're trying to accomplish. And I think that, that's only going to be positive. The other side, JC and his crew, they were super young to start the year. They had to have some growing pains, but, I've said it 100 times, JC and that crew over there, they're all about ball. They live and breathe it. They're always trying to find solutions to the problems that we have. And, if you look at their trajectory over the course of the year, it was arrow up all the way. And, just with some of the continuity we have of the pieces coming back with guys choosing to be here and choosing to be a part of the culture that we have, I feel like those guys are going to be a strength right out of the gate for us, which is important because it's important for us to start fast. Yeah, it's I think that's just, going through it on the day to day. Confidence comes from preparation. Confidence comes from execution and practice. Confidence comes from being able to do the things that you're trying to do. That's where confidence comes from. And, I think, as a group, as a staff being together for a second year, I think, there was a lot of other things that we had to do last year in addition to football. We had to change the complete narrative in the entire building, not only in the city, but in the building. The organization had struggled for a long time, and there's a lot of layers to that. And there's a lot of people working extremely hard on all the levels of that building to try to change that. And there was a lot of things that we had to do. Our video didn't even work when we got there. We had no computers. Like that. I'm being as honest as I can be. I came from the red team that probably has the best video department in the league, coming to one where I didn't even have a projector in my office. So, and we had to change all that. And so there was a lot of things that we had to do, but, we felt like all the steps that we took, we built the foundation of who we want to be, how we want to practice, how we want to handle ourselves in the community. And now it's about taking the next step from that level.
the framing here? When are we putting shingles on the roof here?
Well, I mean, I don't know about all that, but I know that we're going to be ready to take a step. I mean, and we have to. And, you know, it's about getting out of the gate. It's about starting faster, not putting ourselves in a hole and being the chase pack all year. But, you know, those things are in place. Our players know how we want to practice. We practice with urgency. We practice with high compete. We practice with energy. You know, our guys know to have a chance on game day. We said we wanted to pride ourselves on it being a group that earns it, and that's through our preparation throughout the week. So they understand what goes into that. Our group understands how to win close games and believes that they're going to win games when you go into it. And we had to build all of that, and you have to have some tough lessons along the way to kind of, you know, go through those steps. But we built that, and you know that's again that speaks to this Cody signing. Just go right back to full circle where we started this conversation. That guy gives us belief, and to have that and to be able to build on all these other pieces that we, you know, re-signing some guys, and then, you know, there'll be some targets in free agency that we try to go out and get to try to fill a couple holes and have some of our younger players that are coming back take that step. I think that's exciting as far as where we are in our process of you know, taking the next step as an organization.
Mark Killam with us on Sports 1440. When you got hired, when Ed Hervey got hired, when Chris Morris got hired, Mark, the overall message was very close to being the same. And it was about the players that you wanted to bring in here, and you didn't want to have any more turnover. You didn't want to have that turnstile of guys just coming in here and then they're gone. And you wanted to have that, again, that foundation where there's some consistency here. With all the guys that you've signed here in the offseason so far, with, you know, guys like Smith and Williams and, Noah Taylor, you can go on and on, Barlow, Blanchard now. I mean, are you feeling that is part of the process, part of the program here, that what you want to accomplish?
There's no doubt. And a lot of those guys, they want to be here. That is the key. You know, you want to create an environment that people want to be a part of. That's first and foremost. So you want to be a connected football team. And that was something that we were, and guys want to be back. And that's part of change. Goes into the bigger picture of changing the narrative about Edmonton and about our organization. You know, it's not just a transit stop on the way to something else. It's a destination where players want to come because they see what we're building. They see the culture. They feel it on a day-to-day. They know we care about them. They know we're putting them in positions to be successful. And, you know, that's exciting to me. And I literally still feel like like all that work, we're still scratching the surface. I know we have a long way to go, but that's exciting. And, you know, we're excited to be a part of what we're doing.
The schedule gets released yesterday, Mark. Your thoughts overall on it? I mean, an early bye week, you can't really do anything about it with the bye weeks, but other than that early bye week, is there something that stands out for you?
Yeah, I'm all about just spot the ball and let's get it going. You know what I mean? I mean, the thing about the schedule, I mean, there's probably, you could go ask every head coach, there's stuff that they, you know, maybe is going to provide some challenges for their team, and maybe they're not all into it. I mean, we have 10 straight again, but you know, the difference between the 10 straight this year and a year ago was, you know, we have 2 byes after the 10, whereas this last year we did the 2 byes before. So, you know, it's going to be what it is. And, you know, whatever game's on the schedule, we're going to prepare. And you know, the players know that I'll do the best I can to take care of them and get them ready to rock and roll. And, you know, it's going to be interesting. We're going to Kelowna this year, so that'll be unique. Yeah. So at Langford as well. So, I mean, you know, some different things, but, yeah, it's just we play who's the next up on the schedule, and we just try to make the best plan and attack that week like we always do.
Yeah, I mean, you're very familiar with the back-to-back with Calgary, but you've also got a back-to-back with Saskatchewan, you know, like a month earlier with the home and home with the Riders. Do you like back-to-backs?
Yeah, I mean, from an assistant coach standpoint, they're the prep. It's you basically do like a big game plan, and then for the first one, so the prep is I don't want to say easier, but it's different in a sense that you do all of this stuff and then you hold some back in the first game, or you run stuff to set things up in the next game. So from that kind of perspective, they're fun and unique from a coaching perspective versus just a new opponent every week, which is a ton of new information. So that way, you know, that's the thing I think about with back-to-backs. I mean, it's also difficult to beat a team back-to-back just because, you know, there's a lot of motivating factors that go into that. But, they're unique, and the CFL has its quirks, and it's a super difficult job to do the schedule. I know that, and I know that every team, they go through about like 30 variations of the schedule, and I know with the FIFA stuff and there's concerts and everything going on, it's difficult to schedule it. So that's why, I mean, ultimately the big thing with the schedule is rest in between games. That's probably the thing that I value the most, and we do have some short weeks, so we're going to have to do a good job of making sure that we're conscious about legs, because legs is the most important thing to give yourself a chance in the game.
Mark Killam with us on Sports 1440. All right, let's get to it. Cabin Fever, the cabin excursion, Frontier Fremont, the Call of the Wild.
I'm telling you, it's the best thing for the soul, Kevin, that there is. I'm going to try to go back out. If I can get all my stuff done here, we're still working on some things right now, but if I can get it done, I'm going to try to sneak out next week for a few days. It's just, you just go out there and there's no schedule. You feel, as soon as you get to the cabin, you feel like you should be doing something. Then you have to tell yourself, hey, just chill out. Just go stare at the mountains for a little bit. And then everything seems all right after that.
Okay, I'm not going to ask where this place is and how remote and what's, but give our listeners like a normal, like what you would do in a 6, 7, 8 hour period as far as chopping wood. And what I say last year, what are you opening a can of beefaroni, Chef Boyardee? What are you doing here?
Oh, so one of my favorite things is, so it's freezing when you wake up, so you have to light a fire. It's the first thing you got to do. So it makes you feel like an old school homesteader. You got to wake up, light a fire. Then I have a coffee beside the fire, or if it's nice, I'll stand on like the porch and just stare outside at the mountains, because it's like mountains and lake right there, and there's no cabins or anything across. So you're literally just staring at nature, which is, I feel like it's good for the soul. And then it's like, oh, I'm hungry at 11. Let's cook a steak. That's basically how I do it. So it's there's no schedule. I end up going to bed usually super early because there's not a lot to do. So unless you're out having a late night bonfire, you just kind of shut it down when you're ready to. But that's why it's so good, because there's no schedule. And football coaches are pretty scheduled human beings. So like we run a really tight ship during the season. So it's good to escape a little while.
How do you get there?
You got to drive. Okay. So it's quite a bit further from Edmonton than it was from Calgary, but it's about double the distance. Yeah. But it's not bad. It's always, you go through that, oh, do I really want to take this drive? But as soon as you get out of the car when you're there, you're like, oh yeah, that's why I did that drive.
Yeah. And like, do you got to do any repair work on this place, or what? Like anything like that?
Sometimes, we kind of my family shares it, so. Yeah. I kind of luck out because I'm the one that goes there the most in the winter, because that's the time that I can't go there in the summer, obviously. Yeah. So most of that stuff gets done by my brother-in-law or my parents in the summer. So I kind of luck out that way. I just get to use the cabin.
This has documentary written all over it, don't you?
Yeah. It's hey, maybe we can be successful. We win a Grey Cup. I'll bring it out there and take a bunch of pictures for you.
Okay, let me produce it. I'll come out there, and I want to get some tree stands and put some GoPros and stuff out there and see what the hell's going on out there.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, there's something therapeutic about chopping wood. I'm telling you. People that know.
Yeah. Any plans for Christmas here, Mark? I know, as you said, you got to get a few jobs done and things like that. But what about Christmas, family, the whole bit here?
Yeah. We're trying to wrap up. There's still a couple things we're working on right now, just some staffing stuff, and hopefully we get that wrapped up by the end of next week. And then kids will finish school, and we're going to actually, I promised my kids, I have a sister that lives in Cayman Islands, so I promised them when we moved to Edmonton that we would go to Cayman Islands for Christmas. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to take off and get some sun.
Oh, good stuff. We'll enjoy the holidays, and you guys put in 20-hour days when things get rolling here. So rest up, and we'll talk to you after Christmas. Have a wonderful holiday season, Mark, and a great new year. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Kevin. You too.
That's Mark Killam, head coach of the Edmonton Elks. And man, I would love to be a fly in the wall or on the somewhere. Like like I said, I'm not asking him where this cabin is, but now I sort of have the proximity. So it's further from here than Calgary. So he's going into BC somewhere. So he's probably driving an hour and a half west. So he's kind of, I'm just thinking he's got a little thing somewhere in remote interior, just over the border somewhere where you can see the mountains. Man, I'd be there all the time, Duke. All the time. That's the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter. Your top defense pairing against leaks. That's mrrooter.ca. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. Maybe talk to old Fanny Fenwick about the Toronto Raptors last night. Tough one against the Knicks. Good team. The Knicks are a good team. That's straight ahead on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick. On Sports 1440, we are streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Mr. Rooter decorates a gingerbread house.
Wow. What did you do here, Mr. Rooter?
Well, we've got a Jube Jube toilet, complete with an icing base wax seal. The main water line is licorice, red for hot, black for cold. You got your standard marshmallow hot water tank and a candy cane sewer line. And on the outside, candy corn hose pips. Disgusting, but they get the job done.
To have your Yule clogs fixed, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
He's a legend in the booth and a master on the mic.
Low Tide brings the banter weekdays from noon to 2.
Sports 1440 is where Edmonton talks sports. Get in the game. Text 833-401-1440.
Vinny and Don in Hockey are dedicated to skill development for all hockey players. If you know a student athlete interested in growing as a person and a player, register for a free shadow day. Beginner or experienced, this program develops a student athlete skill in a supportive environment. It's a great opportunity for prospective student athletes entering grades 3 through 12 to see what Vinny and Donnan have to offer. Visit vinnyridge.epsb.ca or donnan.epsb.ca for more info and to sign up.
Picture this. You're sleeping and you're awake. But it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. But what's this? You can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise-style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee, still just $1 plus tax every day. And see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
This Christmas, Subaru is proud to support the Little Warriors, a national charitable organization dedicated to protecting children, raising awareness, and helping survivors heal from the trauma of child sexual abuse. Join us for a Phil Forrester event at Rally Subaru in Subaru City. We're collecting much-needed items like AAA batteries, art supplies, backpacks for kids, winter gear, and laundry essentials. Drop off your donations at either location and be entered to win a free detail package. Thank you for your support from Subaru.
Derry is a beautiful place, but things do happen from time to time.
Crave is the exclusive home of groundbreaking HBO originals, including It, Welcome to Derry, the much-anticipated new series from the world of Stephen King. Go back to where it all began.
There's something bad here in Derry.
It, Welcome to Derry. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
The Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers.
Thanks for checking in
with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Coming up to 8:45 in Edmonton, Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you, along with Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. It is currently minus 16 in Edmonton. Maybe it's actually warmed up a hair. No, still 16. Looking for a low tonight, minus 20. Chilly tomorrow, minus 27. We got some flurries coming in as well over the course of the weekend. Text 833-401-1440. Playoff Al text in. Hey, boys, it's Playoff Al. Coach Killam's Cabin. Sounds like a great name for a nature documentary show. But he might not be heading into BC. As he was talking, I was thinking that he was heading further south. absolutely gorgeous backcountry out by Pincher Creek in Waterton. And it's much further to get there from Edmonton and Calgary. You betcha. Never thought about that, Al. Yes, maybe he is heading down to Waterton Lakes and maybe looking straight west at some mountains, as he says, some mountains and hills. I wonder if he'll ever spill the beans, Duke, about where this cabin location is.
Why would he?
Maybe like next year he wants some company. Maybe we show up with some Wilhock beef jerky and
I think you're
rum.
pipe dreaming a little bit, much like being Frank's new co-host on Frankly Hockey. The chances of Frank bringing you on full time there and Coach Killam inviting you out to his cabin are, I would say, equal levels.
Frank won't even ask me for a guest appearance.
No,
we annoy each other.
Gotta start
apparently.
small.
We're annoying each other.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of texts, 833-401-1440. We've had both people talking about that overtime goal. And again, Speck is correct in saying, let's not bury the lead here. The fact of the matter is the Oilers stunk in the first 40 minutes, finally got it going in the third period, and we're lucky enough to salvage out a point. So, some texters are saying that I'm out to lunch. It's not Connor's guy. Some people are saying it is Connor's guy. The one thing that I will say is that the biggest thing lacking on the play would be communication. So whatever it is, it's not like either one of them. And Connor's way, way closer to Tuck than Bouchard is. You can say Bouchard over pursuit to the corner for sure. That's why he's less in position than he should be. But Connor's a lot closer to Tuck coming back on the play. But communication here. And that's when it's not, is it your guy, my guy? And then you don't see that desperation because at that point of the play, it's too late. And neither guy is looking back and going, someone's got to have this guy. So I don't know, Duke, in Tropicana Orangeman hockey, when that play develops in overtime, when you guys play 3-on-3, and you're on defense for the Oilers, what are you thinking?
I totally see both sides about that. It is McDavid's guy in terms of being the trailer, but also I don't think Evan Bouchard's in the right spot because he's not doing anything where he's at. He is in no man's land right there. He's not close enough to make a play on McLeod, and he's obviously way too far away from defending the front of his net. So
communication.
That's what it boils down to for me. Like we talked about it right off the top of the show, Kevin. All three guys are within a few stick lengths of each other, all three Oilers. And they're all like creating this little fence around McLeod, but not a particularly restrictive fence. Obviously, the pass gets through easily. He has space to make it out to Tuck. And it's just a matter of you look over, you see two other guys in the same jersey standing in the immediate vicinity of you. One of them should clue in. And in this case, based on positioning, it should be McDavid or Bouchard at that stage to say, we're not in the right spot. And at that point, it's probably too late anyway. But neither of them were aware. Like the awareness on the play, I think defensively was zero. And a little bit of talk when McDavid's coming into the fray there, telling Bouchard to back off or vice versa, saying Bouchard's, says to McDavid, I have down low, flare out elsewhere. It's an ugly play, leaving a guy that wide open. And like Speck said, it is traditionally man-to-man defense on 3-on-3 overtime. So I get it. They're offensive players. Like Speck said, they've won Steelers a lot more games in overtime than they've lost them. So credit to them. They get a little bit of leeway on that front. But you still have to play defense. Like the other team's trying to.
When he was here, Ryan McLeod would have been considered the either top 2, 3, 1 softest player on the team. Would you say that that's a fair assessment?
It was often a criticism of him for sure about going to the hard areas of the ice. Absolutely.
On that play, could Leon Draisaitl played McLeod any softer? No.
Like I said, nobody even touched him.
Because Leon is cheating because he's thinking that he's going to be just flipping the puck back up the boards to where Rasmus Dahlin is going. And Leon cheats to the left side, to the board side, to the hash mark side. So it's on all three of these guys for their defensive zone coverage on the play. And it started at the draw. We talked about that off the top of the show. Is that face-off alignment? I'm trying to think with the Oilers face-off alignment to start every overtime. Is that how it is, Duke, with all three guys up at the red line? I mean,
it's not what I would do.
Has Bouchard slid back a couple of feet? Has he slid back even, call it at where he would be on that side because Connor's on the far side? Would Bouchard slide even down to where the 4 o'clock position?
Yeah. Like, I just think you have to be available if the draw is one clean back, which is the majority of the time, or no, not clean, like necessarily one clean back, but moves backwards. Like you have to be available to make a play on it. And at that, like said, all three dead in a line, I'm not really sure you are. You're at no real advantage to the guy right across from you, being the opposition. I don't like that configuration, but it's clearly one the Oilers have implemented for their reasons. I don't get it. I don't like it. I'm not the coach.
833-401-1440. I got a lot of questions. Like, this is really good that Schlemmer's coming in here because it's going to be about the slow start, similar to what we talked with Sean Brown about. Why, just every once in a while, when a team comes in, or you're playing a team like, Buffalo, you end up having a slow start. What is it within the makeup of a professional athlete that you go, I don't know, this is a team that played last night. It's a team that's at the bottom of the standings in the Eastern Conference. I mean, only Nashville's worse, and now what? And how many points are Buffalo back of the Oilers? Is it 4, 6? I don't even know now. Buffalo has 28 points. The Oilers have 32, dude. So. But Schlemmer, I want to get his thoughts on how that defensive play in overtime. Even, again, the Bouchard play, when he coughs the puck up, why? And I think Sean Brown maybe misinterpreted how I was saying. When you're forcing a D-man behind the net, I'm thinking more of a swoop, Duke, coming in from the side with speed, where you have the opportunity to either go, I'm going to make a hard, sharp cut in front of the goalie, or I'm going to chase the guy. Because they just don't make that first good pass when they're under a little bit of duress. Text 833-401-1440. The one guy that I wanted to see last night, Weston Cardwell. Wanted to see Weston get in the action. You know who that is?
I assume it was the E-Bug in the game?
Weston's, he's there every game. He's kind of got a nice little cookie duster. He's played some college hockey. He's more, I think he's a senior guy now, but he's there every game. And the chances of you, first of all, getting in a game, who's it? Was it David Ayers? Was that the guy's name in Toronto?
He wasn't the first, but he's the guy that beat the Leafs own Zamboni driver that beat them with the Hurricanes.
Yeah. Anyway, Weston Cardwell played in Leduc, his minor hockey. Ended up playing in Capital Junior, some Junior B hockey. He sits up there and he's all by himself. I say hello to him when I pass him in the press box. I don't know if he knows who the hell I am, but he's kind of a little black cookie duster going. I don't know. He's probably 25 years old, something like that. And that would have been a big thrill. I didn't see him on the bench. After that,
I don't think they come onto the bench anymore. Like they're in that situation. I think they're in the room with. I don't even know if their gear's on yet, but they don't come to the bench.
And that was, off the play where David Tomashek went hard to the net. Colton Ellis. Here's another thing, Duke. He came out a minute after.
Yeah.
He came out a minute after, and that was after the power play goal was scored by Josh Doan. So I said up to Tommy Gazzola, I said, so what would have happened if the Oilers would have scored a shorthanded goal there? Is that right? Is that fair? Like, was he taken out by the concussion spotter?
That was my first inclination because it was back after commercial when we see that he's not in the game, whatever it was, regardless. and you kind of notice they're like, oh yeah, he's been replacing the game. My first thought immediately is that yeah, spotter pulls him because it was pretty clear shoulder right to the side of head on the play across by Tomasik.
I don't mind Tomasik.
We've said it all year. That's where we want the Oilers to go.
Exactly.
It's where you want any hockey team to go.
Take a penalty every once in a while, whatever.
Yeah.
Coming up, top of the hour, we got David Schlemko, the former NHLer, our co-host from 9 to 11 for Cougar. Paint and Collision, Kristen Shilton, NHL on ESPN. Also, just look at this, Duke. I just got a text from Pete from New Jersey. The possibility of getting Brendan Dillon on. He responded, so that's a good sign. And Matt Barrett, Edmonton Oil Kings play-by-play man in the 10 o'clock hour. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding, awswelding.ca. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Oilers' comeback effort comes up short last night as they lose 4-3 to the Sabres in overtime. Edmonton erasing a 3-0 third-period deficit. Alex Tuch, however, netted the winner 33 seconds into OT for Buffalo. None of the games around the NHL. Tampa beat up on Montreal 6-1. Beckett Seneca scored with 0.1 seconds left to force extra time for his Ducks. Beat Pittsburgh 4-3 in a shootout. Jersey topped the Sens 4-3, and the Jets losing to Dallas also by a margin of 4-3. NBA Cup quarterfinal action last night. The Raptors falling to the Knicks 117-101 despite 31 points from Brandon Ingram. And Desmond Bane put up 37, lifts the Magic to a 117-108 win over Miami to advance into the semifinals. MLB offseason moves continuing to pick up steam. The Tigers keeping righty closer Kyle Finnegan on a 2-year, $19 million deal. And the Pirates bringing in two-time All-Star reliever Greg Soto with a 1-year deal worth $7.75 million. Finally, Chicago White Sox winning the MLB's draft lottery. They'll select first overall next summer. First time they'll have the top pick since 1977. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Kristen Shilton from the NHL on ESPN and our Wednesday co-host, former NHL defenseman David Schlemko. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
We want orange. Give us the orange. We want orange. Bring back the orange.
You got it, Canada. Booster Juice orange smoothies are back by popular demand. The original, the marathon, and orangesicle smoothies are back and bursting with tangy zest of oranges. They're Canadian favorites. Orange, you glad they're back? Only for a limited time. So squeeze the day, smoothie lovers, and head to a Booster Juice near you now. Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Bring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel.
She drives me crazy.
With special guests Haley Benedict and Morgan Clyburn. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. Hosted by Chris Sheets. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
The holidays are all about giving back. And this year at GMC, we're giving everyone something truly special. Our Wish and Win event is on now. Visit us for your chance to save up to $25,000 towards a new 2025 or 2026 GMC vehicle, including the stylish Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab, the dependable Sierra 2500 HD, the adventurous Canyon, and the family ready terrain. No purchase necessary. Ends January 2nd. For full rules, see your GMC dealer or wishandwin.ca/rules.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:01 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you. Forgot to get to Fenny in the last little segment there to talk about the Raptors losing to the Knicks, but we'll be okay, Fenny. We'll talk about it later, big guy. And Fenny might be on the road with us on Friday. We're going on the road to do the show from the CCT, the Country Club Tour World of Golf. We're going to be doing the show from there from 7 to 11. They've got, obviously they have the two buildings, they've had the golf center there on Kingsway, and this is right across the street.
Right around the corner.
Yeah. As we welcome in our co-host on a Wednesday, David Schlemko for Cougar Paint and Collision, powered by Cougar Paint and Collision. Our family helping your family for over 40 years, part of the NAPA Certified Auto Body Program. Check them out at cougarcollision.com. So, yeah, I mean, you got a simulator in your place, man. This is a little different.
That's awesome still.
Yeah.
I'd love to do the show there on a Wednesday.
Well, yeah. Well, I figured Schlemmer didn't. Why would Schlemmer want to come do it when he could just do it in the friendly confines of his basement living room?
Well, I can show off, right?
Well, yeah.
And spending the last couple of months getting the club speed up.
Now, okay, on your simulator, you must have like how many thousands of courses or whatever. How does it work?
Yeah, I got like the GF Pro software. So yeah, there's thousands. They're like they rip off the course. They just change the name a little bit.
Right.
I don't think anything's trademarked or anything, but yeah, they get it really close. It's pretty impressive.
The CCT World of Golf home to 1,200 golf courses on GS Pro software.
Oh yes, it's the same.
Probably the same. And so Eddie and I are going to be there. Eddie 85.
Eddie, not bad.
Oh, yeah. I told Duke, I said, somehow, could you imagine if we could rig the simulator up? So every time Eddie takes a shot, like the ball goes 4 feet.
Oh, yeah. Give him one of those new cooked balls. Take the yardage away.
Stop anything. Just anything where all of a sudden, or slice, oh, sorry, that one went 200 yards left or whatever.
Just mess with them.
Yeah. So we're going to be there. Come down on Friday morning if you want to come down. Say hello. I think they're open at 8 o'clock. We'll be there at 7 bells, but they'll be open at 8. It's probably open a little earlier if you want to go down, hit a couple balls. So
perfect.
We're gonna have some fun for sure. Oilers last night, Schlemmer. You watched it? Yeah. Bad start. So I asked this to Sean Brown. He was on at 7:20.
Nice.
What is it? Like, I mean, it's any sport. And I mean, this has been going on in hockey. Let's just use it for hockey for 100 years.
Yep.
Whatever the reason, sometimes you don't get up for a game for your opponent. And it's usually when that opponent is, maybe it's a Buffalo, maybe it's a Nashville, maybe whatever it is.
Yep. Columbus.
There you go. But what it like, and if the players, the coaches could put a finger on it and say, hey, you guys, maybe we're not up for it.
Yeah.
But there's no explanation.
I mean, I think that's why we had such a good home record in Phoenix for a bit there.
There you go.
Like teams would come in and it's like they'd just be lulled to sleep. The building would be half full on a Tuesday night, and we were just used to it.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's one example, but you're right. I think I always call it a trap game. You expect to win. You should win. Just the disappointing part for me is just that the Oilers seem to just be hitting their stride finally, right? Finally had all the media talking about how they finally flipped a switch. Here we go. They're taking over and then come out and lay an egg. So,
yeah. So, I mean, something happens. They flick that switch in the third period and come out pretty hard and get that goal early on. And they're right there. So as I said, Buffalo deserved 2 points. The Oilers were lucky to get the one.
They were lucky to get the one, 100%. And I mean, it took McDavid's goal right off the hop there to kind of get that spark. But for me, it's like you got to find your own energy, your own whatever it is, right? You can't be waiting for something to happen to get you going. Wait until the third period.
Tim says the Oilers didn't get up for Dallas or Colorado either.
Fair.
I don't know.
I mean, you watch the third period, and then they're playing the way they should be playing. That's a game that they win pretty handily. The Sabres looked a lot more excited to play the Oilers than the Oilers the Sabres.
So, our text line blowing up again as usual. The one thing that, let's just start sequentially here. So, when the Oilers challenged the Tage Thompson goal for a hand pass.
Yeah.
And this isn't just this goal. It's happened 2 or 3 times over the course of the season, or maybe more, 3 or 4 or 5, where an opposition scores a goal. It's called back, whether it be icing, whatever, goalie interference, blah, blah, blah. Mostly icings, it seems. You go from being on the bench and the team has just scored on you, go, oh, no, come on. But then the goal is reversed and you should have that spark. You should go, okay, let's wake up.
A little bit of life.
Why hasn't that happened? What happens there, Schlemmer?
I don't know. I can't explain that one to you. I agree with you. It should give you a little bit of life. The Sabres seemed pissed after it too. Like Thompson seemed pissed, and he goes out the next shift and scores a goal.
Yeah, well,
so I don't know. Like light the fire under you. I mean, for me, what I saw in that goal was Leon cheating for offense and losing his guy, and then a little bit of karma. Does the same thing in overtime, give up the winning goal.
There you go. We'll get to that in a second. So on the Bouchard giveaway, and this is another thing I've discussed with you many times, why do not teams, and not just the Oilers, not just Buffalo last night, why do not teams pressure D-men behind their net more? And I'm not talking about where you're in a standstill in front of the goaltender, because at that point, you're not, if you flush them out, you're behind. I'm talking more of a loop.
Yeah,
this was a little different because it was compact, and Sean Brown even said that the exchange wasn't clean.
Wasn't super clean. I mean, I thought the F1, I can't remember who it was, Tuck on Buffalo. He did a good job of kind of faking like he was going to chase behind on his hip and then flush out the other way. But for me, it's Bouchard, man. You got a shoulder check. You got a shoulder check the other way, right? You learn that in Pee Wee. I mean, he does a good job wheeling away from Tuck there, but he looks up and Thompson's right there, right? He didn't pre-scan, didn't know he was there. Bingo, back of the net.
And so again, even at that point, it's 2-0. The power play goal, and even the first goal. Let's go back to the first goal, which was the deflection by Josh Doan. He scores the power play goal. The third goal, we'll use the two of them together here. Nifty moves. And
nice goal.
Those are sick hands.
Really nice goal.
But still, he's all by himself again. First goal, the deflection. There's no one within 10 feet of him.
Yeah, I mean, smart heads up play by Darlene to see that. That's a shot pass, right? That's a can of corn in Skinner's glove if Doan doesn't tip that. So that's a great look. Yeah. I mean, they're on the kill, so you're not going to be boxing out. You do want to stay loose, but you're right. He's all alone there. Someone should be able to front that little wrister. The second one, I don't know. For me, that's pretty hard to defend.
Yeah.
If you're that net front D, you got to take away the backdoor pass.
Which was McLeod over there.
Right. You're going to give up maybe a third of the net to the goalie. I thought he was in pretty good position. I can't remember who it was. The strong side D was in pretty good position. He wasn't out past the dot. He still was able to get back, recover with his stick. But, I was thinking Josh Doan looked a lot like Shane out there, skating just the way he moves last night.
Is that right?
Until that goal. I was like, Shane didn't have that in him.
No, he never. I thought about the same thing. I wonder if Shane Doan ever tried that.
Just the way they skate. He kind of holds his stick out in front of him when he's skating. It looks exactly like Shane. It was just tripping me out.
It's not a how would you? He's not hunched over, but like it's just that
The same kind of like posture and the way they hold their stick and the way they move. It's crazy.
It's something, yeah. And I mean, he's had a pretty decent year here.
Real productive. He's got 10 goals.
Well, I mean, yeah. Kesselring, who was the other part of the JJ Paterka trade, has barely played. I think he's 8 or 9 games. So it's basically done for Paterka right now. I mean, when you look at Buffalo, you must just go. Like where we had a guy come on yesterday from WGR 550 Harrison in Buffalo. He ripped him for 20 minutes.
Really?
It was just like, I just let him go. He was like, went on like it. Stick boy got it. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, they looked good last night. They're a fast team. They're playing hard. They've got a lot of skill.
Mhm.
You could see a little bit of the defensive woes coming in the third period there. They're a young team, but I don't know. They just can't seem to turn the corner ever.
Mm-hmm. It will be 15 years. David Schlemko with us on Sports 1440. So we've had a really good conversation about the overtime goal and how the play developed. So let's just even start with the face-off and the alignment.
Okay.
So the Oilers have 3 guys. You know, you got obviously Leon's taking the draw. From the camera perspective, you have Connor far side, right up along the red line.
Yeah.
And then you've got Bouchard, same area. If you look at Buffalo's alignment, Dahlin's back. You know, he's back at whatever, 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Should Bouchard be back on that face-off alignment? Because that resulted in him not getting back to a clean face-off win by Leon. Not getting back to the corner quick enough.
I don't know.
Do teams like, I mean, I'm trying to think if the Oilers align this way every time.
I'm trying to think. I don't think they do. I don't know. Maybe that's something to do with like McLeod or how he usually takes face-offs. Like they know him. I'm not really sure. I didn't have a problem with the face-off alignment. They won the draw clean. Bouchard, could he got back a little quicker? Sure, but
And you know that they're going to force him.
well, yeah. And so who's lined up? Was it Tuck on him? On
Tuck,
McDavid?
yes. Well,
So like, can McDavid get a little bump on Tuck after on that one face-off?
yeah.
Give him a sec, and then for me, what it is well, Bouchard's got to make a better play with the puck, obviously, but he's got pressure on him, right? He's got his back to the play. He's not eyes up, toes up to the play, going to make one of his silky little plays that he's capable of.
Yeah.
So I think there's got to be some communication there. There's got to be like a little chip, little reverse, some kind of talk. Either Leon or Connor has to be second to that puck, right?
Right.
And I don't know. For me, there's no talk. So Evans, he's just trying to hold on, protect it a little bit, and gets it whacked away. And then for me,
and then they have possession.
yeah. And for me, like Connor and Leon were annoyed by that. I don't know if you saw that. I just on the TV, I thought I could hear Connor say something. Like once Buffalo had the puck, so they seemed frustrated that they didn't have the puck
Possession. Okay.
and then
So once it goes
on
out
the
to
goal.
the neutral zone, basically, McLeod's got the puck from Buffalo blue line all the way in.
all the way in. So for me, like he's on a one-on-one with Bouchard. Bouch's gap is a little soft, sure, but when he turns up, Bouch should just stay with him. Leon should find somebody else. So Leon starts to double down on the puck. That's the first mistake, and then. So Bouch doesn't leave and try to find someone else. He just kind of stands there in the middle. Leon cheats up the wall for offense. So McLeod turns the other way. McDavid's already cheating for offense too. So you got 3 guys standing in no man's land
Right.
on that pass.
All 3 guys played it as poorly as you can possibly play it.
They're all just cheating for offense.
The trailer, we talked about it though. And is there zero communication between, and Bouchard, as you said, is in no man's land. But Connor, the guy behind him, is the guy that scored.
Yeah. And then
Connor's
like,
the closest to him.
Bouch kind of feels like he's caught in the middle now. Once Leon cheats up ice and McLeod turns the other way, now he feels like he's got to maybe pressure him a little bit
Pressure
too.
McLeod.
Yeah.
Because Leon's.
And I think Connor, as soon as Leon turned up ice, he started turning up ice too and got caught a little bit. Couldn't get back to take the pass.
Right. Good analogy. Good analysis. Good stuff, David Schlemko. Both of us were texting Pete from the New Jersey Devils.
All beats.
He got back to me this morning.
Did he?
but nothing really concrete. We're trying to get Schlemmer's old D partner from San Jose, Brendan Dillon, on, but we haven't had great success. They played last night in Ottawa.
Yeah.
We would have traveled back to Jersey after the game, correct?
Oh yeah.
So they are back in New Jersey. Pete sent me a thing, Mountain Time or Eastern Time, and I'm like, well, we've gone through this quite a bit here already. So,
We're in Edmonton, bud.
so we'll figure out. Maybe there's a chance that Brendan Dillon will join us at either 10 or maybe 10:40. We'll see how things progress here. When we come back, we'll go around the NHL with Kristen Shilton, the NHL on ESPN. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and our co-host for Cougar Paint and Collision, David Schlemko on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
At Cougar Paint and Collision, Christmas is a time of showing they care.
And we get these little old ladies that they'll phone and they'll say, you know what, I'm too old to drive anymore and I don't have my license or car anymore. But I sure like those Christmas cards that you guys used to send. So we still got to send them a Christmas card.
We actually had one lady that she'd moved into a nursing home and she wanted the Christmas card to go to her nursing home address. So we updated our files for her.
She was pretty happy.
From all the family at Cougar Paint and Collision, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the Napa Certified Body Shop program.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West End and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
After 20 years, Canada's most prestigious international hockey tournament returns. The Camrose Viking Cup, December 28th to January 4th at Encana Arena. Tickets at vikingcup.ca. Brought to you by Sports 1440.
As 2025 comes to a close, GS Construction would like to take the time and thank our crews, our partners, and our communities for another successful year of teamwork and growth. Together, we've helped keep Edmonton and the surrounding area moving by building and maintaining the underground infrastructure that keeps everything running smoothly. It's been another year of dedication, pride, and hard work the team has put in to make it all possible. To learn more about our people and our projects, visit gsconstruction.ca.
If you're selling a vehicle, Sherwood Honda really wants to get your goat. We mean greatest offer of all time. Consign with Sherwood Honda, and they can sell your vehicle for you. All breeds, makes, and models, not just Hondas. You can let Sherwood Honda lock horns with those tough negotiators, and you'll reach the interested buyers that flock to Sherwood Honda every day. Sherwood Honda's the GOAT of selling vehicles, including yours. So someone Sherwood...
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
The big program, 920 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you here on Sports 1440 AM radio. We got the Duke of Delburne and we got Josh Fenwick here in the Palatial Studios in West Edmonton Mall, just awaiting the arrival of Kristen Shilton from the NHL on ESPN. Is there a team around the league, Schlemmer, that is surprising you? Like, I mean, when you say surprising, I mean, everyone talks about Colorado in the start, and Dallas is right on the heels. Dallas is 2 points back at Colorado, and everyone
crazy.
talks about Colorado start.
Yeah.
You know, so Dallas is just as good as Colorado right now.
They're hot.
Maybe a team that's in the middle of the pack that's going, I thought these guys would be better. I mean, a lot of people were talking about the Jets and where they are, and I know the goaltending situation. They're a 500 team now. They lost to Dallas last night 4-3.
Yeah. Yeah, the Jets are struggling. I mean, the first team that popped into my head was the Ducks, obviously. They've been so good. I'm looking for like a disappointing team. You know what? The Habs are really struggling lately.
Yeah.
I thought that this would be their year where they would be a little farther ahead in the process, I guess.
Well, they got their 34 points. They get a win, and they're right there too.
True. It is pretty tight in the East. It is.
It is. So, I mean,
there's just so much kind of buzz and excitement with all the talent and Demidov, and they kind of started off hot, but they've really kind of cooled off lately.
And now the goaltending is a problem. They just recalled Fowler last night, I think, after the game.
Yeah.
So this is a guy that played World Juniors. It's a guy that college hockey. This is
Boston
a
college
goalie
kid.
that they think is down the road, but they need him to come in now and stop the bleeding.
You're supposed to have 2 young guys right now.
Yeah, exactly. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. At Fountain Tire, we take care of your vehicle and your vehicle only. Your focus is to enjoy winter driving worry-free. Book your appointment at fountaintire.com today. I mean, it's way past the time to get the tires changed over, but if you haven't done it, head to Fountain Tire and get it done. As we welcome back Kristen Shilton, NHL on ESPN. Good morning, Kristen. You're with Kevin Karius and the former NHLer, David Schlemko. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, guys.
We were just talking about big surprises in the league as we get coming up to Christmas. Is there one team in your mind that is, top of mind for you that, this is the biggest surprise for me is this team? Is there one for you, Kristen?
I think I would argue San Jose Sharks are probably my big surprise this season. I wouldn't have thought they'd be nearly as competitive as they have been to this point. I think the way that Celebrini has performed, it's just so far above probably expectation for such a young skater, and to see the way that Will Smith and to see they have, a rookie goaltender who's had a great season so far. There's just a lot that's gone right for this team, especially when you think about their coach saying, he'd give up his firstborn to have a win. And now you look at where they're at, they're fun, they're a really entertaining team. And they seem to just be getting better as they go along. So in terms of a surprise, like a team that I wouldn't think we'd be talking about as a potential playoff club at any point this year, but the fact that it's happened early, I just think it's so good for the game to see, those young stars really, come out the way that Celebrini is. And I just think the Sharks are benefiting so much from that.
Yeah.
What about the other end of the spectrum, I guess? Let's talk about the Jets. They liked their game last night, but still reeling a little bit. What's the answer in the peg right now?
Well, it's tough because you want to point to Connor Hellebuck's injury and say, well, they don't have their goaltender, and maybe he was masking a lot of the issues that they have had in previous years. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's just that for me. It's a bit like I look at Washington and think, is that the same team that, won the Eastern Conference last year? Like, they just don't look like themselves, and they're getting great goaltending. So I think to me, it's more about, for Winnipeg, they've got these great offensive players that just can't seem to get any consistency in their game, and they're struggling. They're, it's a cliche. They're gripping their sticks. You just see the lack of confidence, I think. And that just comes from, being on edge. And when you're not scoring, you see it with players all the time. When you're used to being a really high octane team, and that starts to fall away and you're struggling to keep pucks out of your own net, it's a recipe, a little bit for disaster. But I don't know that they're getting the most out of their stars. And that's what Winnipeg has done so well in recent years, whether it was Hellebuck, whether it was Scheifele or Connor or Ehlers in the past. I think for Winnipeg, it's a confidence issue right now, and it's their stars that really need to kind of pull them out of the skid. And you can like your game, but it's got to be something bigger than that.
Kristen Shilton, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show with David Schlemko on Sports 1440. Everybody loves a feel-good story, no matter where you're talking, what sport, whatever, even in walks of life. But when you think about goaltenders in the NHL this year, I think a lot of people have heard of Jesper Wallstedt, especially here in these parts, Kristen. But I would bet money that no one had even heard of Brandon Bussey, heard his name before. And here's a guy now that has taken over the reins in Carolina, won again last night, picked up off waivers in October, and he's 9-1. What have you made of a story like this where a goaltender comes out of nowhere and is leading the way for a team like Carolina?
And it's happening all over the league this year, isn't it? Like you look at Wallstedt, you look at, like I said, in San Jose, they've had it in Montreal, they've had, guys stepping up, and Bussey's just the latest one. And it was, when I was previewing Carolina before the season, I said, their goaltending is going to be such a huge part of their success or failure, because Anderson, he's so streaky, and especially with his injury history. And then, Kachokev, yes, he's a great young goalie, but can he handle the load? And then now you're seeing this other player step in. And first of all, it's obviously a testament to their scouting staff and being able to recognize something in him and claiming him off waivers and putting him into their system. But it's also, I think, for the player themselves, it's sort of, I love how Devin Cooley kind of put himself or sort of described his situation coming in Boosie's change sort of situation, is he's like, you know what, it's just not that deep. Like, we're just going out there, we're having fun, we're having a good time. And that's, I think, what's working for these goalies, is that you're the third guy coming in. Like, this is your opportunity. There's no pressure because you're a waiver claim, right? Like, if you're terrible, well, you go back on waivers, and that's just how it is. But if you're able to perform, then it's a great opportunity for you to showcase yourself to other teams and maybe get another chance somewhere else if in Carolina it ends up not being something more permanent. So I just like that there seems to be this wave of goaltenders getting a chance to be noticed. And we're not just talking about how great Connor Hellebuck is or how, wonderful Igor Shesterkin is again. It's like we're talking about different players, and we're bringing those guys, to the forefront, so that it's just, that's how you grow this game. That's how you get, more eyeballs on it, is you want those stories. You don't want it to just always be the same names and same faces.
Right. Well, speaking of goalies, Jacob Fowler called up to Montreal. A little bit interesting to me, a couple of young goalies already in Montreal. So is this just kind of a wake-up call for these two that they need to be better, or is this like an actual audition for the kid?
Well, you never want to shy away from internal competition, especially if you're a team that has playoff aspirations and maybe you're starting to get concerned that you're falling short of them. I think Montreal would, if they look in the mirror, they're going to say, yeah, we have to be better than we've been, and especially in net. I thought, they had Jacob Dobes, and he was playing really well there for a bit, and he's fallen off. They've had their struggles with Montembeault. It's just been not a great situation for them in the crease. And then now you have Fowler coming up, and he's going to push them one way or another, whether it's just mentally that they have to, get on their game, or if it's going to actually be that, if they really feel like these are not goaltenders that are going to be able to help them, and Fowler is, then, that's somebody who could be, the next Wallstedt for them, but for Montreal, I mean, their rebuild, it felt like, was accelerated last year by making playoffs, but it doesn't feel like you can say anymore that they're in that rebuilding phase. And now, organizationally, have they done enough for their goaltending? Did they put too much into the veteran? And, you look at the way Jake Allen has played in New Jersey, and he was in Montreal, and you wonder, like, do they look back and think that maybe was a player they should have held on to. There's always the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, but I think for Montreal, their goaltending has been an issue. And there's just been a rotation of young goalies, like you say. But might it be a situation where you have to go looking maybe for something, in the veteran department to complement some of these younger guys?
Kristen Chilton with us on Sports 1440. So much talk about the Olympics, the facility the last few days here, Kristen, with the Board of Governors winter meetings going on in Colorado Springs. Where are you at? What's your concern level? What about the facility? What about the just the fact with the NHL and where they are at moving forward with what hopefully doesn't turn into a debacle here in the next several weeks?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta hope if you're the IOC, you just gotta hope that you somehow can see this arena and rink come together in time to satisfy the NHL, because I don't know that the NHL obviously didn't have enough information that this was happening until recently, and that in and of itself is an issue, because if they had known sooner, maybe they could have done something possibly to help expedite the process. But I think that you have to, from the NHL's perspective, consider that this is a tournament happening in the middle of their season, and that if there's any chance that it's not safe for these players, and that there's a chance that there's always a possibility of injury, but if going to play in a rink that's not up to par is going to potentially cause more injury or the potential for injury, you can't have that if you're the NHL. Like, it's just not going to work. And I understand, the players that I've talked to about it, they say, just give us a sheet of ice and we can play. Like, they want to go so badly, but the NHL is looking at it as a business and saying, we are lending, our investments as it is from every team, like these guys that they're invested in winning championships in the NHL, and they have to protect those players and make sure that they're not going into a bad situation. So I think the players just very much are hoping that this is all going to work out and they'll get it done. But I know the NHL is going to be skeptical until they see, some real progress, and that they can see that it's going to be safe for the players, because that's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of the Olympics, I'm trying to make a case for Matthew Schaefer to be a little bit more in the combo. Kid's got 8 goals, 22 points in 32 games. He's playing 23 and a half a night, played over 28 last night against Vegas. I'm just thinking, what else can this kid do to really get on the radar? I know he's young, so I looked at when Drew Doughty played in the Olympics in 2010. It was his second year in the league. So Matthew Schaefer is on pace for pretty much exactly those same numbers, around 20 goals, 58 points. Do you think he deserves to be in the conversation?
Oh, he absolutely deserves to be in the conversation. And it would be, I think, extremely fun to see him there. I don't think anyone would relish the opportunity more, just given his entire personality and the way that he is, how much he loves the game, how he has taken to the NHL, not completely seamlessly, but I mean, you can compare him to Doughty in that sense of just, he really has never looked out of place. And for someone so young, it's just, I think if you're Hockey Canada and you don't want to be too old, especially on the back end, you want those guys who can move the puck, who can score, but who can also defend. And I think we're seeing that from Schaefer in every aspect of his game. It's really ahead of the curve in a lot of ways. So absolutely he deserves consideration. I think, and real consideration at that, not just, hey, we're going to put you on the long list of 100 players here. No, I think, this is someone who could make this team better. And I don't believe from the time I've spent around him and the conversations that I've had with him, I don't get the sense that it would be too big of a stage for him either. Like, I don't think that he would struggle against the competition, even with whatever pressure comes with being on Team Canada at the Olympics. I think he's ready for that. So I absolutely would love to see him involved in that conversation as it gets down to the wire of who's going.
Are you going to Italy Kristen?
I wish. I didn't make the short list for ESPN, but maybe next Olympics.
Oh, for sure, for sure. As always, thanks so much for your time. Have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll probably speak with you early in the new year. Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you.
Kristen Shilton, NHL on ESPN. And the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. And again, focus is on your vehicle, from the tires to the oil changes to all repairs. Check them out at fountaintire.com and book your appointment today. Well, I just looked at the in or out, Duke. Schlemmer, have you had a chance to?
I don't cheat, buddy. I don't cheat.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
It's better going blind, man.
Yeah, it probably is. I haven't. Well, the fifth question for sure. Anyway. Hey, just looking at the highlights of the Oilers last night too. The first goal that Connor scored 10 seconds in, offside. Eh?
Yeah.
Sorry, icing.
Icing
by far.
Yeah.
By what, 3 feet?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that Lindy didn't blow a gasket over that one, honestly. I guess it was still just 3-1 at that point.
There's been some talk to Lindy Ruff talking about the glove pass. A lot of people are on his side, even though it was called back. I haven't listened to his comments from last night.
I haven't either, no.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Might have to sniff something out here.
When I was watching it, when they showed Tuck on the bench after, it did look like he knew he gloved it. So I don't know.
We'll see. When we come back, we'll go in or out. Maybe I'll send another text to Pete in New Jersey. We should go right to the deli bar right away. Just go to Brendan right off the hop and see if we can get him on. That's straight ahead on the Kevin Carey Show. In or out with David Schlemko, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick with you here on Sports 1440. We are streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors, Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
At Cougar Paint and Collision, Christmas is a time of showing they care.
And we get these little old ladies that they'll phone and they'll say, you know what, I'm too old to drive anymore, and I don't have my license or car anymore. But I sure like those Christmas cards that you guys used to send. So we still got to send them a Christmas card.
We actually had one lady that she'd moved into a nursing home and she wanted the Christmas card to go to her nursing home address. So we updated our files for her.
She was pretty happy.
From all the family at Cougar Paint and Collision, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the Napa Certified Body Shop program.
Summit Restaurant, located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Cheers. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
If you're selling a vehicle, Sherwood Honda really wants to get your goat. We mean greatest offer of all time. Consign with Sherwood Honda, and they can sell your vehicle for you. All breeds, makes, and models, not just Hondas. You can let Sherwood Honda lock horns with those tough negotiators, and you'll reach the interested buyers that flock to Sherwood Honda every day. Sherwood Honda's the goat of selling vehicles, including yours. So someone sure would...
Hard to believe it's already that time of year again. Time to get your festive aluminum pole at Metal Supermarkets, where the staff will be completing feats of strength to get your metal ready without any grievances. When your project needs a festive miracle, Metal Supermarkets offers in-house bending, often by the next day. Plus, metal cut to your exact specifications, fast. The convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 940 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you. We got the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick here running the show on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, the whole bit. Duke, so you know what? I'll tell you what, Schlemmer. Duke promised to integrate more Christmas carols. We start progressing here. We're 2 weeks away.
It's
2
getting
weeks
close.
away.
Are you a big Christmas music guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would be. You're just a big Christmas guy in general,
yeah,
eh?
Oh, absolutely. But I like it's channel, I believe it's 761 on Stingray Radio, like on cable. Like if you
Come on.
Oh yeah.
You got that pumping in the house?
Yeah, because then you can watch what's coming up for the next Christmas Carol.
Oh,
The next song. The best one of all is Burl Ives, because they show the picture of Burl Ives with his chin. We've got a guy in our fantasy football. His name's Brad Hartford. They call him Sugar, but I call him Chin Man because he's got he's got the biggest chin in the history of the world. Like he makes Jay Leno look chinless. Anyway, the Chin Man, every time this Burl, every year for I don't know how many years, every time Burl Ives comes on channel 761, I'll take a picture of it and I send it to the Chin Man.
The Chin Man. What a name.
Here's Chin Man, Sugar Hartford, taking care of business, watching little Christmas carols on 761. What are you laughing at, Duke?
Well, first of all, I am putting more Christmas music in. We're at 2 a day. Maybe the last couple of days of this week, I'll mix in a third. Like you want me to go full our friends down the hallway here at the Breeze and play Christmas music every song, every intro song, starting back on November the 15th.
No, Duke. We talked about this at the start of December here. I'm looking for Sugar. Triple C in a truck just texted Sugar, so you must be friends with him. I'm just looking for 1 per hour right now.
That's too much right now.
1 per hour.
We only play 3 an hour.
Yeah, that's right.
That's too much yet.
I'm actually
We're not there yet.
Lobbying for these next 2 weeks.
I'm thinking next week we can get to 1 an hour.
Next 2 weeks we take out Bryan Adams for the rest.
I played a Bryan Adams Christmas song today.
I don't remember.
It was Run Run Rudolph.
Oh, that was really? I didn't know that was Bryan Adams.
See him perk up there.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
We need one more.
This is classic Kevin. He's never paying attention to anything that's going on.
Sometimes in the breaks, Duke, I'm worried about lining up and the next liner and all that.
He's very worried.
There's a lot going on
His
here.
concern level is very high.
Very high. Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or are you out? In or out of what? No time for questions, just action. In or out? Well, then I'm out. I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out? On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke. Letterbuck.
Oilers losers last night, 4-3 in overtime to the Buffalo Sabres. Unable for the first time this year to grab a third consecutive win. Still stuck at those 2-game winning streaks. A lackluster effort largely until the third period rolled around. However, the play of Vasily Podkolzin continues to be a glaring bright spot for the team.
Oh, so in on this. Go ahead, Flemmer, if you want.
Couldn't be more in on this. I love Podsy.
Was he the team's best player if
Yes.
you include all 60 minutes last night?
Without
100%,
question.
man.
Yeah.
He plays hard every shift. He's such a good pro. Louis talks about he's like the first guy on the ice all the time on the broadcast, out there shooting pucks. I mean, I'm sure Leon just loves this guy. He does all the hard work. He's battling in the corner. I mean, his goal last night. That just sums it up, man. That little Bryson, he's too strong. Too strong for that little guy in front. He didn't have a chance. I don't know. I love Potts. I think he's fit in here just seamlessly. And I know he was a high pick. He was a first round flop,
top 10
to Vancouver, right? I remember a coach we had at NAX last year came from BC, and he goes, "Oh wow, you guys are gonna hate this, Pod Colson guy," and he's been nothing but just excellent.
I mean, when you think about before he got hurt, Jack Roslovic, you could have made an argument for him being the most well-rounded, most consistent guy when he was after it took him a couple of games.
First week, yeah.
Right? Pod Colson's been phenomenal. And when you think about like how much stock do you put in plus minus, Slimmer?
Not much.
Not much, but it's there though.
Yeah, it's there.
And he's leading the league. He's plus 11.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, Manji's minus 15.
Well, it's good on a team that's given up some of the most 5-on-5 goals in the league, right?
So that shows you. That shows you about how much commitment he has, about the attention to detail and playing hard in all areas of the ice.
And he plays his game in the hard areas.
Yes, man, so in on this. And you know what? What are we at? We're at 50 more games. I mean, if he can keep doing what he's doing, to be honest with you, Duke, he could have a shot at 20 goals.
Well, his game's on the upswing too. Like he's shooting the puck more. He's playing with more confidence too. I'm loving it.
Yeah, like he's already scored 6 goals this year. 8 was his high last season, 24 points, obviously. And he had his rookie season was the big benchmark, right? He had 14 goals that year. He was only playing like 12:48 a night on that Vancouver team. His ice time's up. His shooting percentage is back to a level where he kind of expected to be for a player of his ilk, his pedigree, at over 12%. Like everything, like you said, Schlemmer, is trending in the right direction for more offensive output, which when we rewind to last year was the thing that was missing. Everybody said, why is he still in the top 6? He can't score. He can't finish. He's not contributing. Well, it looks like that has turned a bit of a corner. And if it can continue to build and even get better and better as the season goes, like this is a genuine, like, steal of steals when you look back at the Oilers' acquisition of this player and even like the contract extension they just signed him to
just under 3
at the start of this season. So he's a guy that I love to watch play because of everything you guys said. Like he does not cheat the game at any turn, at any angle, at any time of his period on the ice. He's just a complete hockey player.
And his dad passing away, that would have been tough at the start of the year for him.
And like while we're talking about that, I mean, I think you could say the same thing about Matt Savoy, right?
I
little bit of confidence. Like they've been making all the right plays away from the puck, like being good pros, good sticks. They're trustworthy out there. And now, they get a couple bounces and you see them gain some confidence. And now they're making nice little plays out there.
Yeah. Yeah. That second line, the new look second line. And this is a bit of an aside. Like in the third period, Chris Noah continues with the lineup as was, right? Like the top line, the second line. And then you get it to 1 goal, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, now we need to switch to playing Leon and Connor on the same line again every second shift. I don't get it. Like you just scored 2 goals the other way with your lines as they were. But that might be a topic for another day here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you think about what he's bringing compared to guys like Frederick, it's not even remotely
close. It's not in the same sphere at this stage. The back end, however, Evan Bouchard, his roughest game certainly in the last couple of weeks. He's been very good as of late. And if you actually look back, his ice time, not necessarily as high as it has been at other times of his season. 28 plus minutes last night. I think the Oilers coaching staff needs to do a better job of balancing the ice time, particularly 5-on-5. On the back end for the Oilers.
So you thought Bush was way too high last night? Is that what you're
Played
saying?
28 minutes, and it was his worst game in 2 weeks, maybe more.
I don't know. For me, I think that always gets a little bit skewed when you're chasing the game. Your offensive D, you're going to play way more. For me, like on D, the thing that stood out to me the most was when they're on the 5-on-3 against near the end of the third period. Yeah. And they got Kulak and Emberson out there killing. So I don't understand why Darnell Nurse isn't out there. Like he's your highest paid defenseman, or second highest now. Sorry. Like he's not out there when you need a goal. Shouldn't he be out there when you need to stop one? Or maybe they're saving him for the last minute. I'm not sure, but that one was a head scratcher for me.
Fair point. We've talked about Emberson and Regula playing quite well here, and I mean, I think everyone would say that nobody had besides Bud Colson, you'd be happy with their game last night. I'm sort of with you, Schlemmer, in the sense if you're chasing the game, Bouchard's going to be out there more.
Yeah.
So
I will agree that he wasn't good last night.
And they had power plays last night were 2 for 6 and 0 for 4, right? So
and there was a couple 4-on-4s mixed in, of course, because quite a few penalties, especially in the third, had some crossover stuff. But so before last night, and I get it, these were games the Oilers were winning and in control of essentially start to finish, like 20-51, 20-36, 25-46 in the Minnesota game. So there's the spike. 23-38, 22-27, 22-12. That's going back all the way to the Florida game, the end of the road trip, where this turnaround for the Oilers kind of really started. So it's easy to say he doesn't need to play as much when you're in control of the game and not chasing it. But at the same time, is there any truth to like mental errors or fatigue at a certain point? Because setting in for a guy that he can be a workhorse. We know it. We've seen it firsthand, and he can play very good at both ends of the days doing so. But at this stage of the season, is that what they want to be doing?
Yeah, I see that.
And I mean, the overtime goal, we've already talked it to death, but like, is that at that point of the game? Are we talking about a mental error, a mental fatigue? I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, I get you on that one. And I mean, should it be a given? Should it be a given that he starts with Connor and Leon? Because it didn't used to be that way. Darnell was there before.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Well, because I think most of the time we were talking overtime, 3-on-3, you want your best skaters on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Darnell Nurse on the Oilers back end. And then after that, it would probably be Brett Kulak, Jake Woolman when he is healthy in the lineup. Like Evan Bouchard does not crack the top half of the Oilers' best skating defenseman. He's the best offensively inclined guy back there, sure, and an excellent passer. If you want a guy to spring someone on a breakaway in OT, he's your man without a doubt. But I think without Jake Wallman right now, he's the only real option for them to trot out there in the overtime 3-on-3. Changing gears, Team Canada's World Junior Championship camp, getting underway this weekend. The preliminary roster announced yesterday or earlier this week. Of the remaining realistic NHL loan options, the ones that have been confirmed, Zane Parake, Michael Misa, and Harrison Brunicky coming from Pittsburgh. I think that Sam Dickinson from San Jose is the one that would best boost Canada's chances at a gold medal in Minnesota.
I'm in on this one, Duke. 100%. This kid, he was good last year. I thought he looked like an NHLer at the Memorial Cup last year with the London Knights. I think it'd be huge to have back.
How about Beckett Seneca, Duke? How come the Ducks can't? Why when they let
him?
Realistic.
Come on, Duke.
At this stage of the year, I don't think I'm checking that as a realistic
I want to see the
option.
Ducks roster depleted here for a month, Duke.
Well, they just got Michael Granlund back, so they do have an extra body.
They would never let him go.
I mean, he's leading the rookies in points and goals. For 2 or 3 points again last night, including the winner or tie goal, with 0.1 seconds left. He's playing a huge role for that team, top 6. So
I would love to see Beckett Seneca go. Dude.
Yeah, I'd love to see Macklin Celebrini go, but
when you look at Dickinson, I'm totally in. But do you think the Sharks would let him go, or is it close? Would you say 50-50?
I don't really know, honestly.
So I talked about this with Scott Wheeler on Friday while you were on holiday, Kevin. And
one day off.
Were you or were you not on a holiday?
Just took a day off, man.
To take a weekend holiday.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just stating a fact. And I asked him because it was the other players. I mean, like Berkeley Catton in Seattle, right? He's one of these kind of limbo guys. Is he going to get loaned out or not? Ben Kindle in Pittsburgh. He's on pace for a 20-goal season and really solidifying the middle 6 for the Penguins. I don't know if they're keen to let him go. But like in the case of Catton in Seattle, Dickinson in San Jose, it's kind of the question of like, are they really being used to the necessary levels to continue their growth, to continue their development? And for Dickinson to take a step away from it, maybe regroup, regain some confidence, I think it is a little, I think it should be in the realm of possibility. Like it's not an automatic full stop no from the Sharks, who've already let Michael Misa, same thing, wasn't playing a ton, not contributing a ton. Why not let him go out there and dominate it at his peers level for a couple weeks?
How big is this for Zane Parek here? He's got to have a big tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Big tournament.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to watch him.
Yeah.
And then the other side of this being like why Dickinson, I think, is the better bigger boost than say a Kindle or a Catton is like Canada's left side of their defense is actually maybe the thinnest area of the team. They're very deep at forward. Obviously, getting Catton would help, but I think Dickinson's add on the D side would be more noticeable and better for the team's medal chances.
Yeah, I agree. He's just like a pro already. Like, he's huge. He moves well. Like he's that shutdown that you need against like a high skill team like the Americans or something, right?
And Dale Hunter's the coach. Obviously, coached him in London. Maybe knows how to best utilize him, whether it be on special teams, whatever the case. So, which was something that was a big problem with the team last year in a disappointing year. Over to the MLB offseason, heating up. Lots of names flying off the board. One that remains out in the vast space of free agency is Jays shortstop Bo Bichette. And I'm saying no news at this stage of the offseason is good news in terms of the Jays' chances of bringing him back into the fold.
Yeah, probably being on this one. No news is good news. You wait for the money to fall and you see how the market gets set. We saw that with Schwarber, 150 mil as a DH, older player than Bo Bichette. So I think that, I think maybe the next domino to fall before we get to where Bo Bichette is, quite likely Pete Alonso. That's another guy that is, up there in that top 5, top 6 guys, and this is taking Tucker out of it, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker's, he's the number one guy, but when you're looking at money and term, the comparisons between Alonso and Bo Bichette, and we're talking years and money where it's closer.
Okay.
Tucker's on another
level,
another planet here.
Yeah.
So we see exactly where that goes in the sense of how the market gets set with those guys. But I think to answer the question, no news is good news when it comes to that.
So no news, meaning like,
well,
there's no rumors that he's going to sign somewhere.
Yeah, like once you see, like maybe Boston might have a sniff at him. The Cubs might be interested in him. They still, they've got pretty good players at short there as well.
Right.
But you look at a guy that's going to be at the top of the hits lead again.
Yeah. So no news, good news. So like no rumors about other teams. I mean, after the Jays run last year, you would have maybe liked to see him say, hey, I really want to be a part of this thing. But maybe test the waters a little bit first.
I think you just want to see what, and you've earned that right. So you
go, that's fair.
And you see what their commitment has been to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And you go, okay, he is the face of, and Bo Bichette doesn't want to be the face of the franchise.
He's right there with him, though.
Yeah, but he wants to be sitting in the weeds here. Vladdy, go do your commercials.
Yeah,
Vladdy, go throw the Gatorade on everybody. Vladdy, be the big smile and be there for whatever interviews, Bo just wants to sit back and
play ball.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I mind that.
You kind of said it, Flemmer, why I think this is the case is that like in a world of insiders and we seem to know everything that's going to happen before it happens, Bichette's name has not been out there in the rumor mill about teams that are interested, who he's meeting with at team facilities,
right?
All these things. We haven't heard a lick. So that tells me maybe him and his camp are going about it in a quiet manner, feeling things out. And I call me biased, call me unrealistically optimistic. I remain pretty confident that I think he's going to be back. Rogers seems to be in a pretty spendy mood this offseason so far. Pay the man what he's worth. Don't make qualms about it. There's no cap. You have unlimited money. You're Rogers Communications, for goodness sake. Just make it happen and see if this team can run it back again next year with the couple upgrades they've already made. Lastly, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, the first in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, premiered this day in 2001. I went a large portion of my life without seeing any of these movies, but when I was in university, a couple guys I live with, they're huge fans. They say you have to watch it. It's non-negotiable. Spend a weekend kind of camping on the couch and taking them in. I think they're really good movies. Great franchise. Excellent storytelling, great characters. They're just way too damn long. And it's tough because the books are long. You don't want to leave out important details, on and on and on. The movies are too long. Full stop.
Proud to say I have never read one of the books or seen any of the movies.
Never read one of the books. Well, color me shocked.
I read.
I think we have to defer to Josh Fenwick on this in or out, as I too, Schlemmer, have never seen The Lord of the Rings.
I tried. I feel like I tried once to watch the first one and got like 20 minutes in. I was like, nah, this is not for me.
I am so far out on this. I am so far out. As a matter of fact, last weekend sat down, watched the extended editions. I wanted more.
Oh, wow.
See, that's the only version of them I've watched because these friends of mine that are huge fans, oh, you have to watch the extended edition. They're like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Not long enough, in my opinion.
Movies that long should be split up into like part 1, part 2, or made into a TV show.
No way. No way. Kills it all. Nope. And they left out tons of stuff.
Well,
I also read the books.
The books are,
Or
there's
the
so
book.
many unnecessary details in the books. They're just walking, and then they walk some more, and then they walk some more, and on
And
on
it's
and on.
so nails. It is so nails.
Walk
It is
some
so
more.
exciting to watch them walk.
I don't know. Just I've never gotten into it.
Yeah, never. I've never even thought about saying, okay, this movie's on. I'm going to give it a try. So how many are there?
There's 3 Lord of the Rings movies, and then there's the Hobbit, which is the prequel, right? It's split into 2 parts, Hobbit and Hobbit Part 2.
It's got 4 movies.
What, The Hobbit?
Yeah, it's got The Unexpected Journey, and then The Desolation of Smaug, and then it's got The Battle of 5 Armies Part 1 and 2. Those movies suck.
Okay. Well, there you go. I learned something new today too.
Big Lord of the Rings guy.
I haven't seen any of those.
Riggs says when you watch them, you got to turn on the subtitles. I think, I don't know, how often are you guys using subtitles? I'm using them more. No,
Never.
I'm watching a lot of the English like movies or series, right?
Oh,
So you got-
that's true. I can't watch like British shows. I can't
Really?
understand it. Yeah.
Well, that's why the subtitles are there.
But I don't want to watch something.
When
like
I
that.
started watching Peaky Blinders, I was watching it with friends that were already in it. And I like walked into them in the middle of an episode for 30 seconds and I turned to them. I said, are they speaking English? And so I watched like an episode or 2 with subtitles with them. When I started it by myself, I'm focused on it. I'm listening. I don't need this. I don't like subtitles. I'm watching the movie. I'm not reading the movie.
Yeah, same. Like I tried to watch Peaky Blinders and I couldn't understand anything they were saying. I'm with you.
I guess just getting old, boys. Just get you watch Schlemmer in 20 years, you're going to be using subtitles.
Yeah.
Kevin, you know you can turn the volume up on the TV.
I do. I get
You're
crap
worried,
for
you're
that,
worried about
too.
your next door neighbor calling the noise complaint
No,
on you
no.
or what?
No. Big Body doesn't like when I have the volume up high. That's the way it works. Hey,
Turn
you
your
know what?
hearing aids up then.
Well, no, my hearing is just fine, Duke. It's very selective, but it's fine.
Yeah, that one we know for sure. Well, you
Um,
already played a Christmas song this morning?
Well, you better have one in this 10 o'clock hour, boy. Happy birthday to Cam Tate today. Cam Tate's birthday.
Beauty.
Saw that somewhere on the socials today. I don't know if he's going to be sliding in here. He's like 3 times a week at least, eh?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen him in a couple of years.
Is that right? Well, maybe. He comes in Thursdays because he probably does Thursday, Friday together. Then he comes in on Monday or Tuesday for sure. So, yeah, happy birthday to the Tater. Man, he's got some stories, I'll tell you that. Those guys back in the day in the 80s, the Oiler guys,
Sure.
they grabbed him, and there were some times where they forgot some of his key components, left him like, where's Cam's wheelchair? I don't know. Don't you have it? No, I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll get it tomorrow.
We carry him.
Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Good stuff, Duke. When we come back, I don't think Brendan Dillon's coming on again. Schlemmer, we'll work on him for next week.
Dilly, hey?
You might have to reach out right to him.
Tough to get through.
But
Yeah.
then if you reach out to him now, you're going over protocol.
Now I'm going over Pete. Pete's not going to like
Yeah,
me.
he's going to go, Schlemmer, what are you doing? Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca Quality Market. It's not your average grocery store. Oh, not at all. We are a butcher, baker, cafe, deli, rotisserie, pizzeria, all under one roof. Shop local at loca.ca. Here is the Duke.
Sports 1440 update.
Four-game slate in the NHL tonight. The Blackhawks taking on the Rangers from Chicago. Red Wings visit the Flames down the highway. Panthers in Utah. And the nightcap has the LA Kings taking on the Seattle Kraken. Off the ice, St. Louis Blues signing Dylan Dubé to an AHL PTO. Dubé has not played in the NHL since he was a member of the Flames in the 2023-24 season and was one of the 5 players from the Hockey Canada team that were acquitted of charges back in July. In the association, NBA Cup quarterfinal action, continuing tonight in the Western Conference with Phoenix in OKC and the Spurs taking on the Lakers. Those getting underway at 5:30 and 8 o'clock, respectively. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Edmonton Oil Kings play-by-play man, Matt Barrett. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Hey everybody, it's Chief Principe and Jason Stradlin. Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters and have some drinks with umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise, the Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
If you're selling a vehicle, Sherwood Honda really wants to get your goat. We mean greatest offer of all time. Consign with Sherwood Honda, and they can sell your vehicle for you. All breeds, makes, and models, not just Hondas. You can let Sherwood Honda lock horns with those tough negotiators, and you'll reach the interested buyers that flock to Sherwood Honda every day. Sherwood Honda's the GOAT of selling vehicles, including yours. So someone sure would...
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
Wow, what a great surprise here. Welcome back to Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, 10:09 in Edmonton. Excellent surprise. Ryan and Preeti just delivered. It's on the bag. It's funny. Moon's over my Hyman, but it's Moon's over Miami, right?
So good.
So we've got some little lunch boxes for us here. Schlemmer. We started talking about Denny's a couple of years ago, and Ryan dropped off a whole bunch of stuff and food for us. Now Josh is just filling his face over there. Duke's mouth is watering. Thanks so much to Ryan. It says Merry Christmas on the bag. It's got moons over my hymen. I had a little bite, quick one, just in the break there. And now, when your mouth starts watering and you can't talk.
It's tough to just do 1 or 2 bites there. I mean, I haven't had one of these. The last time was probably at like 3 a.m. after a long night out.
Well, I don't know what we started talking about. It was a couple of years ago. And then all of a sudden, Ryan, he texted Duke or something. He phoned in and said, hey, can I bring some stuff in for you guys? And he brought it in. This is the 3rd or 4th time that he's brought in a whole care package.
Best.
Yeah.
Shout out, Denny's. We love you.
Denny's. Thanks, Ryan.
Really
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Outstanding. And exactly what a guy needs. Because all the salespeople have had their Christmas dainties out on the counter. It's been an early start to the pound for pound season, increasing around the waistline.
All those like the baked goods and stuff that have been out the past couple of days. Doug, the engineer, does all that himself.
Is that right? Doug does it
every Christmas in here. Yeah,
every one of those.
Yeah,
all those things out there.
He uses a couple of his vacation days
and bakes
and takes them off and bakes.
You're kidding.
Hundreds of baked goods and Christmas treats and all these things, and brings them in here to the whole staff at the studio.
I just thought it was a concern.
What a guy.
He's a legend.
Thanks, Doug.
And they're all like so good. I know you said earlier there was one of the he like has Ritz crackers and it's like a melted Rolo between them.
Right here.
It doesn't
Oh, you haven't eaten it?
I haven't eaten it yet.
Oh, that's the best thing. It's unreal. The mix of the salty savoriness and then the sweet Rolo. It's perfect blend.
Unbelievable. But thanks, Ryan, Preety. Have yourself a great holiday season. He said they're going to be exceptionally busy. We were talking about the store they got in Lloyd too. And they're building the ring road, he said.
Building the ring road around Lloydminster.
Oh, I've been waiting for that for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I guess you roll through there quite a bit, on your way home?
Well, yeah. And the main drag is great. But now, it gets down to 50K.
It's a little slow.
For a lot there. And I mean, obviously the trucks are going through there too.
But does that, I think you might have mentioned it in the break to Ryan, but does that hurt like some of those local businesses?
Well, he said the fact though they're going to be building the Costco out there and on the ring road. I still think people, it's if you're driving to say Saskatoon, it's your halfway point. Maybe you need fuel. Maybe you want to have a break to stretch the legs.
Yeah, we stopped there on the bus lots when I was coaching. Nice little diner in Lloyd. I can't remember the name.
Yeah,
it's
right on the main drag.
Right tucked in the corner of a strip mall in the main drag there. Yeah,
beautiful. We had Vern Fiddler on Monday. We're gonna have
Fed's great.
Yeah, we're gonna have Matt Barrett, Oil Kings play-by-play man, coming up at 10:20. Yeah, Vern was really good. He had some just absolute zinger lines on Monday, Duke. He was just, the best one was about Blake. And something to the effect of, when did he start to take an interest in defense, and like how, was there a certain time, certain age? I mean, playing in Texas, it's different, things like that. And he goes, well, I tried to talk him into being a fourth line guy with no hands, but he worked his way out of that.
Yeah. He said, he's like, when he started, we had him wearing number 38, just like his old man. So he could be a fourth line grinder. But then we found out he was too good for that. So he just switched to a real number.
That's great.
And then talk about the Fiddler celebration, because Blake did it for his OT winner a couple weeks ago on the road. And Blake, you asked Vern if he'd ever done that. He's like, oh, if I would have done that, I would have been tossed back to the minors so quick.
And he was close to coming in studio because he was here.
Oh, yeah.
He was here for the Friday game against Red Deer, and then for Teddy Bear Toss on Sunday against Prince Albert.
Yeah.
So,
Feds is a beauty, man. I'll tell you, that's one guy who never lost 1 ounce of the Albertan in him.
Yeah.
Like the NHL, the money, none of that changed. That guy, he's still just an Alberta beauty.
And lives in Dallas or Frisco or wherever you want to call it. Just outside.
Pretty close to kind of like Alberta style.
Yeah,
living, though.
I think so too.
It is.
He's like landman down there.
There you go. He's still selling houses down there?
Yeah, he's doing that, and he's got a couple of other irons in the fire. We asked him actually the last time he was on, because we talked about, because there's a few guys that are retired down there, like Hammer, and he says they do have some skates where the guys get together
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, not like the Kelowna skates that is getting more and more world famous with everybody in.
Oh, the summer
Kelowna.
skates in Kelowna are like NHL All-Star games now.
Wow. And even right now, the older guys that are
Oh
retired-
yeah, all the retired guys.
that are just still there.
Right.
I guess they get it together and they.
I heard
get
someone
pretty
told me
intense.
that Mike Smith, Shea Weber, and Josh George's kids all play on the same team. Kelowna.
How's that for intensity?
That would be something.
Yeah.
A lot of autographs.
Those
Secrets
guys are
at a
all-
kids game.
are all coaches too. They should be. Imagine that. Text 833-401-1440. We'll get to some of them in the 10:40 break. When we come back, Matt Barrett, Edmonton Oil Kings play-by-play man. Oil Kings coming off the Teddy Bear toss game on Sunday. Their next action is this weekend. They had that road trip where they won, I think, the first 5 and lost the last 2. I'm going to have to clarify that with Matt, but I mean, this is a team that is one of the very best in the league. So
Yep.
they got
Have a good
a lot of great pieces to the puzzle. They got, some good offensive talent. Their blue line's massive. Those guys are big. So they're back at it this Sunday with Brandon coming to town Sunday afternoon. And then they go on the road for a couple of games, one more game, I guess, and then it's the Christmas break. They go to Lethbridge on the 16th. So Matt Barrett, when we come back, Edmonton Oil Kings play-by-play man. It's Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
At Cougar Paint Collision, we've fixed so many cars and helped so many people.
We really are a huge family.
We always treat every customer as you'd want to be treated.
You need to act out of kindness and you need to be accountable for your actions.
That's the main thing.
It's just something that we naturally do is take good care of people. And in turn, those people take good care of us.
This holiday season, the family at Cougar Paint and Collision remind us all to show kindness and care. Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the Napa Certified Body Shop program. At GS Construction, we focus on building a culture of collaboration, innovation, and respect. Our teams work together, supporting one another and striving towards shared goals. We're committed to creating a work environment that empowers individuals, values teamwork, and ensures everyone feels respected and safe. With decades of experience in the field, GS Construction prioritizes our people, our culture, and safety. This is what makes us unique. To find out more, go to gsconstruction.ca.
Get ready, Edmonton. Glow Christmas Festival returns to light up the Edmonton Expo Center from December 4th to 31st with dazzling activities for the entire family. Wander the glowing trails, meet Santa in his sleigh, and shop from over 30 local artisans and vendors with handcrafted gifts and holiday treasures, perfect for everyone on your list. Get your tickets and learn more about what's on this season by visiting the calendar of events at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
When it comes to sports in Edmonton, Jason Greger is a must-listen. He brings you the inside scoop with guests from across North America. If it matters in sports, you'll hear it here first. Greger rolls out weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports 1440.
Subaru is built for winter. Symmetrical all-wheel drive delivers power with incredible control, stability, and grip. Add 220 millimeters of ground clearance, and you're not getting stuck in snowbanks. You'll drive right through them. And inside, luxurious heated seats and a heated steering wheel. Plus, for 19 years in a row, Subaru vehicles have earned top safety pick status, giving you unmatched peace of mind. Subaru is engineered for Canadian winters, built for real-life confidence. Welcome to Uncommon Standards.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around. And neither does Titan Supply. For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries. Because we lead with integrity, honesty, and respect. I'm Joe. And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard, we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do. Titan Supply. Built on trust, driven by safety. Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary. Let us help you face the weather the Titan way. Visit titansupply.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1020 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlumko with you on a wicked Wednesday morning. David Schlumko is powered by Cougar Paint and Collision. Our family helping your family for over 40 years, part of the Napa Certified Auto Body Program, CougarCollision.com. As we welcome back Matt Barrett, Edmonton Oil Kings play-by-play man. Morning, Matt. You're with Kevin Karius, David Schlumko. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 as usual. Really appreciate it, big guy.
Morning, boys. Thanks for having me.
Did you count all those teddy bears on Sunday? Was that part of your job or what?
Each and every one. No, thankfully we have a ton of volunteers that helped out with that. So anyone who knows me knows math is not my strongest suit. So thankfully they don't have me counting.
If you had to, at what point would you start to lose count?
Pretty quickly, I would think. Like for me, probably like a couple hundred, maybe.
Oh man, yeah. I'd be okay. Just a second. Let's start over. Game would be going. You guys would be playing till 11 or 12 at night here. Man, oh man. But it's just a great atmosphere. Full building with over 16,000. Just overall, what's that day? That game? The charity. What's it all mean to the franchise, Matt?
Oh, it's unbelievable, right? I mean, it's the biggest game of the year for a reason. I remember going as a kid to Teddy Bear Toss for, my birthday. That was what we wanted to do. And it was awesome. I loved going. And now as someone who works in it and sees, how much it means to the community, to the team, to the charity, it's amazing to be able to help as much as, we are able to with, Santa's Anonymous and be able to help provide for those less fortunate at this time of year. It's, obviously it can be a hard time of year for a lot of people, and, they're serving around 20,000 kids this year. So the fact that we were able to, help collect over 16,000 bears was pretty special.
Yeah. How would you say the team's running right now, Matt? Top of the table in the East?
Yeah, pretty well. I mean, this group can score at will, as we've kind of seen throughout this season, especially lately. They score a lot of goals and can score some timely goals too. So, that's, something that is good when the scoring's going. You're able to defend less because you're in the offensive zone a whole lot more. And that's a big thing. The goaltenders have made some big saves when they've needed to. So this team's rolling right now. And, since that 9-game winning streak, it's just kind of kept going. They're continuing to get better every day. And I think head coach Jason Smith just continues to want to see them improve their game and continue taking steps as they head into kind of the second half.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, speaking of Jason Smith, Gator, like Kevin mentioned, great start to this season. What have you noticed differences between Gator and maybe Luke Pierce?
I think the biggest thing with Jason, it's been awesome working with him. The thing on the bench is that he's so calm, cool, collected. He's very just even keel. He doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. Really, and I think it feeds through the rest of the team. It's pretty awesome to see how calm, cool, professional this group is. This group seems really professional, and I think Jason's really instilled this professional culture in this. Hey, we know what our goal is. We have to be, focused on getting to this goal.
Mm-hmm. Matt Barrett with us on Sports 1440. Let's talk a couple of defensemen and with World Junior aspirations. We had, as you know, Vern Fiddler on Monday talking about Blake, but what about Ethan McKenzie here? I mean, this is a hell of a story. Just maybe tell our listeners a little bit about Ethan, the type of season he's having and how much and where he's improved his game from last year that you would say, Matt.
Well, I think the biggest thing for Ethan is health. Like he's been completely healthy now, which is amazing. His rookie season, he was a little bit banged up. Last year, he got banged up a little bit as well. So, he's completely healthy right now and he's showing what he can do. He's an elite skater. With the puck, he's a one-man break-in at times and a one-man breakout at times. It's pretty amazing to watch. And I think now teams and bigwigs at Hockey Canada are finally, seeing what this player is. And, when I was looking at the the roster for Team Canada's training camp, basically every player on that team is a first or second round pick, skater at least. And the ones who aren't drafted are probably going to be first or second round picks. So the fact that Ethan's there as an undrafted player is pretty unbelievable. And, his offensive instincts are just tremendous. And he'll make amazing defensive plays, laying on his stomach, swatting pucks away. He seems to be everywhere on the ice and contributing in every way possible.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't have someone taken a flyer on him last year in the draft, Matt? Like in the 6th round or something?
I don't know. I think if you're a team who did, you would have been looking pretty good right now. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe a team takes him early this year. That would be, I think teams are probably looking at him now. It's pretty crazy to see a guy performing the way he is.
How about Caden Strader? Really your first rounder from 2024, pretty high pick, 5th overall. What have you seen from him through the first half or so of his 16-year-old year?
Yeah, I think going to the World Hockey Challenge, the under-17s there was awesome for him. He was able to play with Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh most of the time, and I was able to produce a little bit. And last year, he kind of burst onto the scene with the Oil Kings in his little stints with the club as a call-up and looked amazing. And, this year he's, still is developing as a player. We got to remember he's 16 years old. But there's games where you see and you're like, oh, that's the player that was the 5th overall pick. And you kind of go, wow. With some of the ability he has and some of the offensive instincts and skills, he can shoot the puck. His playmaking is excellent. And I think there's, he's trending way up and there's only, he's going to continue getting better. This is just the start for Caden Strader, and he's going to be a tremendous player in this league. He's awesome to watch.
Mm-hmm. Who else, World Junior stuff? I mean, we already mentioned Blake Fiddler. Do you think you lose some others here over the course of the Christmas year?
Well, Max Kern and Adam Yeko are going to Team Czechia's camp as well. So, Adam was there last year, and Max is looking to make that team this year to go play at the World Juniors. So 2 elite forwards as well heading to camp for Team Czechia.
Yeah, you think Yeko's going to be there. Do you think Kern's got a good chance to crack the roster?
I think so. You look at the way he's produced this year. I think the Czechs would love to have that type of offensive ability and playmaking, and maybe him and Adam would play together. I don't know. There's a reason I'm not a coach or GM putting lines together, but I do think that the 2 of them will probably make that squad.
Yeah, Yeko just wants to play against Canada again, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
What about a
heartbreaker?
Yeah, that sure was. What about a guy like Reese Peterson? I coached him, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Probably a guy that doesn't get a lot of credit. Not going to wow you with any offense, but just kind of that steady Eddie player as he kind of evolved into a little bit of a leader on the back end for the Oil Kings.
Oh, big time. He's been there, done that. Him, guys like Parker Alkos, Blake Fiddler, they've all been on this D-Corps for the last 3 seasons, right? So they are vets now, and a guy like Reese, he's got an A on his sweater for a lot of the games for a reason. He is a vet. I think he's probably led the team in blocked shots the last couple of years. He will get in front of anything on the penalty kill. What he told me one day was, he said his puck touches are getting a lot better as he's noticed over the years playing in the league. And the biggest thing with him is defending. He defends hard. He hits. He's so big and strong. He's 6'5" basically. So he's got a long stick and he's able to knock pucks away. And that's the biggest thing with him. He's just kind of a stalwart on the back end. He doesn't wow you with offense, and that's okay. And he's okay with that, which is awesome. You need guys like that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to be a little bit biased here since I'm a former AX guy. I guess I got to ask about Luke Powell, and I guess you kind of mentioned Parker Alkos already, but how's Luke Powell doing?
Yeah, he's been hurt here, out indefinitely. So it's been tough to see, but he started the year really well, and kid's got a great shot is the thing with Luke, and a local guy playing for his local club is pretty cool. So, it hurts not having a guy like that in the lineup, but, wishing him the best and getting better.
Matt Barrett with us, Edmonton Oil Kings play-by-play man. What's the status of Gavin Hodnett with the team this year with the injury that he suffered? It's been a while now, hasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, and I think he's getting closer and closer by the day and by the week. So we'll see what happens. Only 2 games left until the Christmas break. So, we'll see, but it sounds more like maybe after Christmas.
Mm-hmm. How much have they missed him? Because, here's a guy last year that is, last 2 years, he's a point-a-game guy. Yeah. And where does he slot in when he returns?
That's a good question. I mean, it's a good problem to have, I guess, when you get a guy like that back in your lineup, is that you've got a lot of these lines that are set and rolling right now, but now you bring in another elite offensive player and your leader, your captain. So somebody might get bumped down the lineup, but it just makes the whole lineup a lot deeper, which is a great thing, right? You now have another player that can go on your power play, can score a big goal in a big moment, right? So when he comes back, I'm sure it's going to be a welcome sight for this group being able to welcome Gavin back.
Mm-hmm. So you're at the top of the Eastern Conference now. I guess, what are realistic expectations for this year as we move forward? I feel like most junior teams, they really kind of add a bunch and try to stack their team right at the deadline there and really try to go for it. Do you see the Oil Kings in that kind of a position, or are they still kind of building something?
Well, I think the one positive that the Oil Kings have is that they've already got a really talented group that, I don't know, it's hard to say what they're missing, but they've already got a talented group. So I don't think if Kurt Hill is going to have to add, it's going to have to be, a whole ton, which is good. And this team's got a lot of young, really good players, a lot of 2008 borns that are really talented, a lot of 2009s in the system that are really good. And they drafted a couple of 2010s really high this past year. So really there's a lot of depth in the prospects and in the youth. So, moving forward, this could be a couple year thing for this group being able to be a really competitive team. So this year, I think they know that, there might be a chance that they could go deep and make a run. And it's going to be obviously tough. This Eastern Conference is not easy, but I think this team has the ability to do it.
When you look at that Eastern Conference, Matt, which team is scarier, PA, Medicine Hat, or Saskatoon?
Well, that's a loaded question. I think I think Prince Albert. I'd probably have to say Prince Albert. Just they seem to have found a goaltender in Mikhail Orshilak that's been tremendous for them. I think maybe that's just a thing of me wanting to see Edmonton, PA in an East final or something, just based on what happened last year in the playoffs. So I don't know, but both games against Prince Albert have gone to overtime. If you give me 7 of those in the playoffs, I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? So I think PA might be scarier, but Med Hat just seems to have a way of finding guys, and they can produce offensively. That's a good team over there in Med Hat, but I don't know. PA might be the team that's scarier. Maybe even with the home ice advantage in PA, that might be the tipping point.
They are Hauser, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Clemmer was going with the hat, that.
Well, I mean, honestly, I wanted to ask you, how are the Tigers doing it right now? Who's the guy for them? I mean, after losing, other than Pickford, I know he's been filling the net, but I mean, losing McKenna, losing Lindstrom, I kind of expected them to be more towards the bottom this year.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a nice duo in net. Jordan Switzer seemed to found a groove in net. Obviously, the Edmonton boy, right? So he seems to be solid net, seeming to be taken over for when they got Harrison Menigan last year. But yeah, the Ruck brothers seem to be, taking a big step. Schaefer, Gordon, Carroll. They had a bunch of young guys last year who were playing kind of like third line and were kind of like their third line that kind of produced against the other team's bottom 6, but now they're producing against other team's top players. So they've got guys, and they just seem to find a few Americans here and there. And they just seem to, obviously Willie's been able to coach this team to where they are now, and they're going to continue to be competitive so long as guys like obviously Bryce Pickford and Jonas Wu keep producing, and the Ruck brothers and so on and so on. They've got a really dynamic team there.
So you guys got Brandon coming in here this weekend, and then one more on the road before the break. Maybe just touch on this schedule where you have that time off and you have a dozen days or so where the kids can go see their families and things like that.
Yeah, Brandon's a great, seems to be a really good team. They're picking it up after they started really slow. They can score a ton as well. So I think Sunday could be a really, really fun game from a fan perspective. There could be a lot of goals, but at the same time, if a goaltender gets hot, Edmonton beat them, I think it was 5-0 back in Brandon in October. So lots can change between now and then, obviously, but they've been able to fill the net recently. Lethbridge on Tuesday to finish up right before the break. So obviously Lethbridge is in a bit of a rebuild, but you can never sleep going into Lethbridge because they seem to play pretty well at home.
Well, thanks so much for coming on here, Matt. Enjoy a couple games before Christmas. then the break. And hey, New Year's Day game here. That's a home game, right?
Yeah.
Against Red Deer?
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. A little fireworks show at the end. So that's gonna be a lot of fun to ring in the new year. So if you don't want to stay up on New Year's Eve, like myself, who is wants to go to bed early, then you can see the fireworks the next day.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks for coming on, Matt. Really appreciate it.
Anytime, guys. Thanks.
That's Matt Barrett, Edmonton Oil Kings play-by-play man. Right now, the Oil Kings leading the Eastern Conference. They are 3 points ahead of the Raiders, but the Raiders do have 3 games in hand. Medicine Hat right there as well, just 2 points back. Same amount of games played as the Oil Kings. Their record 21-6, 2-1. 2 overtime losses, 1 shootout loss. Their special teams are really good. PKs in the middle of the pack, a little bit higher, obviously. And their power plays okay too. I think Gavin Hodnett, that's a big ad. You had a point a game guy.
Yeah.
So
that'll help getting him back.
Yeah, for sure. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. This date in Oilers history, 15 years ago. It was a monumental moment in Oilers history, 15 years ago. That's coming up. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Do you listen to sports radio at work? Like right now? Well, do you? Who, me? No way. I swear. Okay, friend, we won't tell. Tens of thousands of sports fans listen to Sports 1440 each and every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. If you listen to Sports 1440 at work, well, maybe it's time to advertise on Sports 1440 at work. Grow your business. Get your name out there. Shoot our ad team an email. Gregor@sports1440.ca. Let's get to work for you.
I'm Gene Principe, bringing season's heatings from Legacy Heating and Cooling. For Yuletide comfort you'll love this Christmas. You should call Legacy. Call Legacy. There's no better way to fix your furnace. You just call Legacy. Call Legacy. They're professional, never rude, Dolph. You should call Legacy. Call Legacy. Plus, no interest and no principal payments for 1 year when you buy with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
At Cougar Paint Collision, we fix so many cars and help so many people.
We really are a huge family.
We always treat every customer as you'd want to be treated.
You need to act out of kindness and you need to be accountable for your actions.
That's the main thing.
It's just something that we naturally do is take good care of people. And in turn, those people take good care of us.
This holiday season, the family at Cougar Paint and Collision remind us all to show kindness and care. Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the Napa Certified Body Shop program.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Aloha, Edmonton. It's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
At Walmart, we offer everyday low prices week after week so you can shop when and how you want. Grab a 4-pound bag of fresh clementines for the low price of only $5.97 at Walmart. Shop online and in store today.
When your driveway's covered in snow, Toro and the Lawnmower Hospital have you covered. Toro's gas or battery-powered single-stage power clear snowblowers make it easy to clear right down to the concrete with incredible Toro-powered Propel technology. Face the next snow day without fear thanks to Toro and the Lawnmower Hospital. Visit lawnmowerhospital.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital. Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the 2 best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
Spirit, come on now. Come on now. All right, welcome back to the big program, 1041 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick. David Schlemko is powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the Napa Certified Auto Body Program. Our family helping your family for over 40 years, cougarcollision.com. So Ryan and Preeti from Denny's also brought in the hush puppy things.
Oh my god!
Schlemmer just crushed a couple of them.
So good.
So they got it's cinnamon,
dangerous,
and then there's like a caramel inside.
They're unbelievable.
Wow. Duke, how many did you have of them?
A couple.
So, Duke thought that there was a lunch for him.
Yeah, there was
but Josh took it. Josh stole his lunch.
The fourth clamshell. No, he did not.
Yeah. Oh no, he did.
I stole it. I don't know.
Maybe Kevin stole it.
It was Josh. He was first in.
Kevin, it's the Chris. You talk about getting in the Christmas spirit. I am happy to forego my Denny's breakfast lunch so Josh can enjoy it.
Really?
Josh doesn't get all the shine here. He's here busting his butt behind the scenes, clicking the buttons, doing the tech. He deserves it. He deserves it. That's my Christmas present to him.
Oh,
what a guy.
What a guy.
Duke, you're top
I had
notch.
nothing to do with.
You're top notch. 15 years ago on this day in Oilers history. Unfortunately, Texter Blair, who likes to really give me the gears a lot. It is what you say it is, Blair. 15 years ago today. Shootout winner by Linus Olmark.
Oh, God.
Olmark. Linus
I remember
Olmark.
that.
Linus Olmark. The shootout winner against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
The 360.
360 at center ice on Dan Ellis, I think. Do you know who was playing goal for the Oilers that night? No, Nick Habibulin, I think. I think it was Nick Habibulin.
Did he go slapper 5-hole?
Well, okay, he spins around, gets control of the puck, fakes the slapper just above the top of the hash marks, and then goes 5-hole after Ellis was like, what the hell's going on here? First NHL game. I'm just looking at the guys in the celebration right now. Thanks to Vintage Oilers. I mean, Magnus Payarvi, J.F. Jacques.
Oh, yeah. That was
Zach
like
Tortini.
That was like an automatic win coming into Edmonton in those days.
Oh, man.
And I was in Phoenix, and we had like a 15-game like unbeaten streak against the Oilers. Those were some dark days at the old Coliseum.
Brian Whitney, Teddy Peckham.
Theo Peckham.
Yeah, Teddy Peckman. And the place went wild. Now, do you know? Because here's how bad it was for the Oilers. They commissioned they hired Don Metz and his crew to do oil change, and that was right because they're getting all the draft picks, and they're getting everybody.
All the number one picks were coming in.
They're getting everything's coming together here, and it's oil change, and this is going to be the resurrection of the franchise. It didn't work out that way as everyone knows, but Tom Rennie was head coach at that time, and when he came in the dressing room, he, like everyone's, you're still celebrating, da-da-da-da-da. Coach walks in, as you know, Schlemmer sort of gets hush-hush, right?
Yeah.
So you're waiting for him to give his post-game message. Rennie comes in, goes towards the center of the room, and does a spinorama on the carpet, where the logo would be, and says, da-da-da-da, great win, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's great.
Room erupts, and everyone goes, yeah, because it was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, everyone thought
everyone
thought that Linus Olmark was going to be one of the answers, moving forward.
Him and Nail.
You can't, and I mean, the Oilers at the end of so many years there, management got sucked in and fooled so many years and by so many players that played hard at the end of the year when the other team wasn't playing them hard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh, man. So sorry, Blair. Text again, said, I hope it's not that thing. And it was 15 years ago today. Rig says, Josh, you should send a Christmas card to the Duke for that. We were talking about cards yesterday. Duke is telling us about the dozens of cards that he accrues and gets every Christmas season. And he hangs them on his wall in his fridge. There's no room for everyone else.
Are you a Christmas card guy?
Well, I gave Duke one last year.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I gave Duke one last year. He didn't even hang it on his fridge, he said. He threw it away.
That is not true.
Fridge is already full.
What is with people that I know? It's between you and my friends and all these group chats I'm in. They just make stuff up about me and tell blatant lies. On air,
I didn't see a picture of it
on air yesterday. You said, "Did you hang mine up?" I said, "Yes." I hung it up on the fridge.
I wanted some
and
proof.
then I was being honest with you and saying I don't think it survived the move, which by the way was a month ago. So it didn't make it after being on the fridge for 11 months.
Yeah.
I think it got into the bin after that, and I'm getting ready for the new crop of Christmas cards for this year.
I want you to keep it for like a year. I want a little in your dresser where the cats hang out.
Dresser?
Yeah, where your cats hang out. I want you to keep my cards for a year.
It'll be on the fridge.
Okay.
For a year.
Here's the best, by far the best text of the day from Sham. Sham. Hey, Kev. Schlemmer, sort of. Here's one for you guys this morning. I stopped this morning at a customer's house. She tells me that her grandson's a pretty good hockey player. 17 years old. I'm like, okay. Every grandson is awesome, to their grandparent, blah, blah, blah. So I said, what's his name? She says, Keaton Veerhoff.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Ever here? Yes. Well, he's going to be on the World Junior team here, Sham. Fort Saskatchewan guy. I assume you maybe were doing some work in Fort Sask. I'm not sure. But, how about MTR's text, Duke? That is just awful. Just awful. Can't even handle it. Anyway, we can't say it on the air either.
You can't say that on the air as if Struddy and Laddie haven't said worse things. Where you keep that picture of Struddy at the Golden Bears game picking up the Chuckapucks in his real tight jeans.
Yeah, he was doing
it right in his nightstand.
He was doing skills. That's still the best line that Struddy came up with that right away. But that's a cool, whatever he's doing. Maybe he's a plumber or something, the Sham guy. Ever hear of him? Yeah. Keaton Veerhoff. Yeah.
Yeah. Kid's going to be
Pretty
a
good
player.
A lot of people, some people think that he's pushing towards number one here.
Yeah.
You think, would you ever take him over Gavin McKenna?
No.
I
wouldn't. But
okay. A lot of people said that about Pronger and Alexander Daigle.
Probably. They look pretty smart now, hey?
Oh, you imagine if Ottawa would have taken Pronger?
I still think Daxon Rudolph's going to be the best D out of that age group, but
really,
I'm obviously biased.
Because you worked with him.
Yeah.
Jordy says, is there any way to bet on that U.S.-Canada game tonight? Duke, is there?
I assume he's speaking about the rivalry series game. That's tonight at Rogers Place. Canada-USA. Game 2 will be the 13th, I believe.
Saturday?
Is that Saturday?
What is it? I don't know.
If today's the 10th, I guess that would add up. I don't know. Check Play Alberta. Check.
I don't think there is.
No action on the female match? Can you bet on anything now?
You should be able
The answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
You can bet on
Mike Russo from The Athletic. I talked to him last night in the press box. He's here covering the series because he's going to be doing Olympic hockey too.
Oh,
So
okay.
He needs
Good
to
for
get
him.
a little more of a refresher.
Oh, yeah, I should text him, see if he wants to come on.
Yeah, why don't you know what? That's a good
Well, I put an email into TSN to see if Cheryl Pounder, because we have Kenzie Lalonde on quite
Mhm.
regularly to talk PWHL and the women's game. But I wanted to see if maybe Cheryl Pounder would be
Mhm.
available. But I sent that quite early this morning. Have not heard a
Might
lick
have
back.
to text Steve Serdachny directly to get Danielle on.
That'd be good.
There you go.
Didn't work out the last time.
A local flavor.
King of Fort Nasty says, I'm pretty sure that the Duke's outburst about people making things up about him is directed at me.
No, it isn't, because the King of Fort Nasty's little quips every morning are lighthearted, fun, no harm done. Whereas Kevin and this is some of my personal thing coming out. My friend Bryce, who texts the show regularly.
Under what handle?
Well, he texts Fantasy Frenzy more, but he will text the morning show too. And he just slanders me with pure lies. Says that I say things that I never say or said. It's ridiculous.
A lot of this stuff is true, though, Duke, and you bring it on
Okay,
yourself.
what are you talking about?
And you bring it on yourself. It's that simple.
Yeah. Okay. You just lied 5 minutes ago about the Christmas card thing. Duke says he doesn't even hang mine up. I can pull the tape from yesterday saying, yeah, I hang yours up on the fridge, Kevin.
I get it, but I mean,
oh, you probably were selective listening when I said that.
No, I get it, Duke. But here's the thing: like, I want to see some sort of proof that you still have.
Well,
this
my
card.
word isn't good enough.
Well, I don't.
Have I lied to you before? My word is my bond. How's that?
You guys need to go back for one of those. What do they call it? The fight with helmet and gloves on, like
Cage
Cage
rage.
rage.
Take
You guys
me
need to
back to my
cage
minor
rage.
hockey days, Schlemmer. Little cage rage action.
That's probably where a lot of first concussions happened.
Yeah.
Well, Duke, I just got an email from Marty Stevens about Redwater and the Critters. I guess we should confirm. Are you going or what?
Yes.
Okay, maybe.
Well, I think I will. Next Thursday. Why not?
Redwater?
It's close. Schlemmer, you gonna come watch?
Why wouldn't he play?
Or do you want? You can take my place and play. You can be Kevin's D partner.
Well, I don't want to be your D partner again after last time.
I thought we were a real bright spot.
Yeah, we were
absolutely hopeless.
Made out better than you and
Absolutely
Gazola,
hopeless.
Kevin.
Oh, look at this, Duke. I always want to say EI Nate again. I work with Cheryl's husband. I'll put that call in for you for the cost of a hat, Duke.
Done deal.
What would L Nate do with Cheryl Pounder's husband?
I have no idea.
What do
And
you do
here's the
there?
thing: it's more so about like if whether or not the TSN representatives, who are sometimes sporadic in getting back to me, if they
Mhm.
pass the information along to Cheryl and ask about her availability. That's really where the breakaway lies here.
Oh, there you go. Well, Schlemmer, what do you got planned for the weekend, big guy?
Not much. Just freezing my ass off, apparently.
It's not that bad.
It's going to be like minus 30, man. What's
No,
bad?
Look at the extended forecast, Schlemmer. Tonight, minus 20 for a cold, for the low. Minus 27 tomorrow.
That's pretty cold,
Okay.
man.
Then it warms up. Warms up. Friday night, just minus 24.
Oh, just minus 24.
Saturday's minus 14. We're okay. What do you know? Come on, man. You skated as a kid outside in this.
Yeah, as a kid.
How come you had more, like everyone had more toughness back then and to the cold? Like I didn't.
I don't know, man. I moved to warmer climates in the winter.
Yeah.
I miss it.
You just got soft, eh?
Sure. If that's what you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got soft.
You and Duke. You and Duke got soft. All right, Schlemmer, great show. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Wednesday.
You bet, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. That's David Schlemko for Cougar Paint and Collision, our co-host on Wednesdays from 9 to 11. We're still working on his D partner. I got another text from Pete. Brendan Dillon might come on next Wednesday. They play Wednesday, so maybe he would make an exemption after the morning skate. I don't know where they are. Oh, really? Oh. we could go right off the hop at 11 Eastern if that works too. So coming up top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Ross Ebert,
Connor Halley, and the Duke of Delburne. 12 o'clock, it's the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell. 2 to 6, Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show. We got Fox Sports all night long until we're back with you tomorrow morning at 7 bells. Before all that time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by First Round. Sunday's got even better at First Round. You could win an NFL helmet or a jersey and enjoy the Pro Bowl brunch only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters. First Round, downtown, or right here in the mall that has it all on Bourbon Street, led by the King, the Gun, the Fire, Mark Levers. Thanks everybody for listening. Really appreciate your texts. Really appreciate you being a part of the show. We could not do it without you. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. We will see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 bells. Until then, here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Four games in the NHL tonight. The Rangers visit the Blackhawks in Chicago. Flames hosting the Red Wings just down the highway. Panthers play the Mammoth, and the nightcap has the Kings going at it with the Kraken. St. Louis Blues making a couple signings, including a AHL PTO with former Flame Dylan Dubé. Dubé's not played in the NHL since he was with the Flames in the 2023-24 season. Spent last year in the KHL and was one of the former Hockey Canada players acquitted of charges back in July. They're also signing former top pick Robbie Fabry to a one-year, two-way deal. Fabry joined the Charlotte Checkers back on December 1st, has 2 points in 3 games. In the association tonight, NBA Cup quarterfinal action. Phoenix in OKC against the Thunder, and the Spurs take on the Lakers from Los Angeles. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.